The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
We finally have some news about Haason Reddick. The Jets and Reddick are reportedly talking once again. We'll get into that and much more. Robby Sabo joins us in his weekly spot, so let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. We got a whole lot to get into on the show before we bring on today's guest. Reminder, watch party, Sunday, T-Squared Social, Midtown Manhattan, right next to Grand Central Station, right next to Bryant Park. Easy to get to if you're taking the train from Long Island, Westchester, Jersey, or Connecticut. Come on down, have a blast. I'll be there at 12, kickoffs at 1 as we watch the Jets and the Titans at T-Squared. Make sure you guys RSVP with the link I have posted in the description for the video. Joining us right now is someone who is back from San Francisco, and he's joining us in his weekly spot. He is the co-founder of JetsXFactor.com, the co-host of the weekly Jets podcast with the great Wayne Corbett, the Underdog podcast. We say hello to Robby Sabo. What's up, Robby?
My friend, how was it? First of all, how was immediately after the game, Monday and Tuesday? When did you recover? How angry were you? I saw a bit of the post game. You weren't overreacting, so I love that. But it had to have hit you at some point. The frustration.
You know what's hit me? Just how tired I am this week. Like you got to build up to the short week. We're not building up to anything. We're going right into short week and then a game on Thursday. Give me to like Saturday, and I'll be able to like come up for air. But I mean, look. They played awful defensively. I think it's an outlier. I think they have proven that. I'm willing to give this team, at least on that side of the ball, the benefit of the doubt. I was encouraged by what I saw from Rodgers and especially the pass protection. So I'm not going to panic. It's disappointing. I thought it'd be a competitive game. I thought it'd be 3 either way. But, it is what it is. Now they got to win on Sunday and get rolling here.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword because they got bullied. There's no doubt. Their D-line got bullied. But at the same time, when you take a closer look at the film, they got out-schemed like nobody's business. It was absurd. Shanahan couldn't have called a better game if he was in the Jets' defensive huddle. Like, it's concerning from a coaching perspective, yes. But I think I'd rather take that than the trenches just getting completely dominated and pushed back. And they did. I mean, they did get dominated, but I think the scheme really led to it. So I guess that's a sliver of hope.
Well, a year ago yesterday was the first game for Aaron Rodgers as a Jet. Mm-hmm. And even though they won, the season was essentially over. Here we are a year later. Yeah. They're 0-1, but I feel way better now than I did a year ago. So, look, it's a tough matchup out of the gate. But these next, I want to say the next 3 for sure, because I guess we still don't know, what Darnold and the Vikings are, and it's in London, so it's a little weird. But you're playing the Titans and Will Levis. You're playing the Patriots at home, short week, and their quarterback is a journeyman in Brissett. And you're playing a rookie in Bo Nix, who was awful in his debut. Go win the next 3, and if you're 3-1 going to London, we're going to feel a lot different about this team.
Yeah, agreed. It's all right in front of them. They should. And, hey, it's, again, like we said it a million times, it's going to come down to coaching. Injuries and coaching, health and coaching. And so far, week 1, not great, but, you never know. Super Bowl, Gruden, taking Callahan to the woodshed. It happens sometimes with coaches who have connections. So we'll see.
Let's get to the latest on Haason Reddick. I've tried to not do Reddick-themed shows unless there was actually a tangible update. And for the first time, I think this qualifies as a real update. This was Connor Hughes on SNY earlier talking about the latest he's hearing between the Jets and Haason.
Every day to every other day, I text and call 4 different people to ask what's the update. And ever since minicamp, I've been told there is no update. I have friends that ask me, you guys ask me, everyone who knows me asks me what's going on with Haason Reddick, and they want to know why nothing's changed. But the fact is that nothing has changed with Reddick. And I can tell you that the two sides are at least talking. There's been communication between Tory Dandy and Joe Douglas, but both sides remain dug in. The Jets are not willing to negotiate a new contract for Reddick until he shows up. Reddick is not going to show up until he gets a new contract. Right now, that's the stance. And I know I've talked to people that know Reddick. I don't know him very well, aside from that brief interaction I had with him at his charity event. But from the people that know him well, they say that they believe he is the type of person that would be willing to hold out the entire season until he gets what he wants. Now, will that happen? I don't necessarily know, but you made a good point. I don't know if he's necessarily switching from luxury to necessity yet after the Jets couldn't sniff Brock Purdy, because I believe a lot of the pressure that the defense did not create was because of how successful the 49ers were on the ground. Haason Reddick is not going to make any difference in the run game. But if they can't stop the Titans' rushing attack of Tony Pollard and then can't pressure Will Levis, and then it continues into week 3 against the Patriots, maybe Joe Douglas softens his stance. But right now, it's the exact same thing we've been saying since minicamp, the exact same thing at different points during training camp. Reddick, not willing to show him until he gets a new deal. Jets, not willing to give him that new deal until he shows up. So it is still a standoff with no end in sight.
So here's the thing, though. I think Connor is actually underselling the reporting there that he's doing. If the sides are talking again, that's new. That we were led to believe there was no communication whatsoever. Connor Hughes is saying on SNY, Tory Dandy, Reddick's agent, and Joe Douglas are speaking. That's at least something, right, Robby?
Yeah, it's something. And it's tricky because, we looked at the game Sunday and, the surface level takeaway is, hey, there was no pass rush. No one even sniffed Purdy. Yet, I don't think it really is that critical of a pin your ears back and get them type thing where they need help. I mean, do they want Reddick? Yes, but they never had their opportunities. There were never 3rd and longs. Purdy always got rid of it. When you're getting run on and you're getting stomped in the face, you'd never have a chance to go get him on 3rd and long. And that's what happened. So I think from that standpoint, Douglas and Saleh aren't panicking because they weren't in those situations. We haven't even evaluated what the pass rush would be without Reddick. At the same time, who knows? Maybe they are panicking a bit because they want to get it done. Maybe Reddick's side is panicking because they haven't heard anything. I don't know, but the fact that they're talking has to be a good thing. Jake, he's going to play this year. I mean, there's no way around that, right? We keep saying that, but time keeps going on and nothing's happening.
It's just weird that there's nothing. Like I don't understand Reddick's thought process, and I'm usually pro player with this stuff. Like, get your money, you have a short career, all that, but I don't see the win for Haason Reddick. Like, I think if he had done a hold in, he would have gotten a new deal by now. Maybe not exactly what he wanted, but a deal he would have been comfortable with, making more money this year, not being fined the over now $6 million he's been fined from, minicamp, training camp, game checks, etc. I don't get it. Like, if he showed up and then balled out, even if he didn't get the deal he wanted from the Jets, he goes into free agency off another double-digit sack season. Every team in the league could use a pass rusher. Someone will pay him, if not the Jets. I don't understand the entire saga on how he's handled it.
Yeah, his side reached the point of no return. And once you reach that, it's danger. It's the danger zone. And, you're not in control of anything. It doesn't even matter what the Jets do. You're not in control of anything because, Douglas, Saleh. It goes beyond, even if their seats are incredibly hot, which they are, it goes beyond desperation. They preach to a fault sometimes in terms of stubbornly doing so. They preach the culture and setting the right example and all that stuff. The one thing I'll say is with Levis this weekend, Tennessee, I know they're on the road again. I'd be shocked if Leonard Taylor isn't dressed. I was shocked he wasn't dressed in week 1 because I think of all the guys that they need someone to step up without JFM there, without Huff there, without Reddick there. Taylor could be that guy who's the difference maker, and I'm shocked they went with Jalen Holmes instead of him. I think Taylor will be in the lineup this weekend.
So you think Holmes inactive, Taylor is active?
That would be my guess because, I think the 2 times you could only elevate the practice squad? I think that rule's still intact. And Holmes, from first glance on film, did not have a good day. I mean, alongside a lot of other guys, but Holmes was not good. They were using him inside pretty much exclusively. And, if I'm Salah, let me put it this way. If I'm Salah, there's no way Taylor's sitting this Sunday.
Speaking of the Jet defense, this was Jeff Ulbrich earlier talking about his unit.
I'm extremely confident in the group we have. I love every single guy we got in that defensive line room, and they got a lot of pride, and I anticipate them answering the call this week. I really do.
All right, Robby, how do they answer the call this week? What's the biggest thing they got to adjust defensively?
Come up with a plan. See, they don't, and I'm not saying they didn't have a plan. When I say come up with a plan, come up with something more specific to your opponent. Against San Fran, week 1, we didn't see much in the first half. It was vanilla, mixed in some slants, some stuff. I mean, on one play, it was 3rd and 3. They get the sub package unit out there. Will McDonald's lined up at D tackle. What does Shanahan do? Quick little B gap run it down the throat of McDonald. No chance. I mean, that stuff, that's not specific to your opponent. Shanahan will run it on 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, as opposed to a lot of other offensive minds in today's game. So when you're coming up with a plan, think Levis, think young quarterback, think pressure if you want to send some pressure. There were changes made in game in San Fran when they started the second half, but it was way too little, way too late. And Shanahan was just crushing them on everything they did. If they slanted one way, they ran the other. If they crashed Clemens and replaced him with Quincy, Mason went right off tackle in between the alley, in between the edge of Quincy and Clemens, who was crashing. Quincy had a great game, but there was some stuff with him too. Like for example, that play didn't squeeze it in tight enough down the alley. But come up with a specific plan for Levis. Don't be vanilla.
We're talking with Robby Sabo, JetsXFactor.com, co-founder. If you guys have any questions for Robby throughout the course of this conversation, super chat it in. Super chats cut the line on this show. As far as Aaron Rodgers goes, Robby, watching back the film, you, of course, were there up in the press box watching the game. I came away encouraged. I know the stats aren't lofty, but the eye test and some of the advanced stuff backs up, I think, what we saw from Aaron in his first game completed in a year and a half. I think there's way more positives than negatives for a guy who just needs reps. What'd you make of Aaron's first full game as a Jet?
Yeah, same. Not only did he not get enough opportunities where they were on 48 plays, if that, maybe 42, it was low. But not only that, on top of that, they set themselves up in pretty difficult third down situations. I mean, not crazy 3rd and longs, but it was a repeatable pattern: run on first, run on second, throw on third, because they're trying to establish the run. And I know, Jake, we talked this past weekend, and one of my things was when would Rodgers try to take over the game and not stick to the script? It didn't. I felt like it didn't really happen. It happened in spurts. It happened on that first touchdown drive, the 3rd drive for the Jets, where the Niners were pressing. They were playing aggressively. They don't blitz a lot, but they play aggressively on their toes. And Rodgers started doing things at the line, attack downfield, attack the one-on-ones with Garrett on that slot fade with the DBs back to him. So he changed up a little bit, but even after that, he didn't do much. He stuck to the script and wanted to try to establish the run. So they just need to stick with it. I mean, let Rodgers do his thing at the line, and the defense needs to make stops and let them work and let them get more plays, because I think that's all that was missing.
I mean, they just didn't have the ball. I looked it up. Aaron Rodgers, 38 total snaps, 38.
38. Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, I know Tyrod Taylor came in, so it was up to in the mid 40s, but you have to see, the thing is about last year, the defense had great numbers, but a lot of it is based on the flow of the game, and every Jets game is conservative. It's a defensive muck it up type game because that's what Salah wanted because of the lack of quarterback. And I understand it. It's your best chance to win, but that helps the defense in a lot of ways because the opposing team is not going to put their foot on the gas. They look at your offense and say, you guys can't score. We're good. We're good with 13 points. We're just going to try to shorten the game as much as possible. Hopefully the D's in more situations where it's tougher to stop the opponent, because that means the Jets are scoring points.
If you're watching the show live right now, please click the like button. There's over 600 of you in here. If you have a question for Robby or myself to answer, write it in. If you missed the news at the top of the show, Connor Hughes reporting on SNY that the Jets and Haason Reddick have had communication once again. Doesn't mean there's a deal. In fact, Hughes is saying there's really nothing new, but I'd argue the fact they're talking, that is new, because we were led to believe that there were no conversations whatsoever. So if you're just tuning in, that is what we led our show with as we talk all things Jets now with Robby. As far as the offensive line and the protection for Rodgers, I came away impressed. I know some of the advanced analytics said the Jets had the second best pass protection among teams in week 1. The eye test kind of backed that out. What did you make of the offensive line?
Yeah, the pass pro was solid. I know Bosa beat Tyron on that one rush early, but other than that, it was really solid. Where it was, and Rodgers gets rid of it. I mean, listen, that's more than half the battle. The quarterback understanding how much time he has, what kind of pocket he has, if it's clean or not. So that part of it, I'm really enthused. The ugliness was the interior rushing attack. From Simpson to Tippmann to AVT, I think mainly Tippmann and AVT, it was not pretty. And a lot of that is them working together, getting used to it. But a lot of it was the Niners too, the opponent. And maybe some of it was the predictability of the scripts where they ran it on early downs far too often. If you track Shanahan, Mason, that rushing attack pounded the Jets. But guess what? If you track it, and I didn't count it, but if any Jets fan looks back, I bet you they passed it more than they ran it on first down in the entire game. And that's an incredible thing to think about, considering how well they ran. And if it wasn't more passes on first down than runs, it was very close. So I think once they get out of that predictable pattern and start letting Rodgers has to take hold of it earlier, they're going to be fine, but it's going to take time with the run game.
I have some exciting news for you, Robby. Are you ready for this?
What you got?
We want all our weekly guests on the show to get their own channel emoji. This was what the great Joe Mike created for yourself. Your thoughts?
Oh, that's what nightmares are made of. Holy sheesh. I look plastic. Hey, roll with it. If that's the winner, go with it. I'll proudly embrace the plastic.
I'll tell you what, we'll work on updating this. You didn't sound like you're in love with it. But if we get 20 memberships during the show, I will update it and replace it with an old emoji. That way we can at least have this for the rest of your appearance if we get the 20.
Just find a gray wig picture and make it like a gray-haired. Any famous gray-haired person passed down from history. Roll with that.
Tom A says, hide your daughters with that emoji.
Hide your daughters, get a shotgun, get everything you can, because that's that's some scary stuff.
Hit the join button if you want to be an Asmaniac, or make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on membership gift receipts, and someone might be able to gift you a channel membership. Comments, questions, super chats, we'll cut the line. We will get to your calls coming up. Our sponsor today is the Perfect Jean. Folks, it's very easy, all right? Get yourself brand new jeans that fit, that are comfortable, that don't sag up on you or crunch up on your you-know-what. It's the Perfect Jean. Use promo code, right? I got a discount for you. You know I'm going to take care of the Asmaniacs. Use promo code ASMAN15 at theperfectjean.nyc, and you will get 15% off on your order. Here's more right now on why your next jean purchase should be with the Perfect Jean.
Trust me, you'll never go back to your Levi's after you try these. The Perfect Jean is known for its unique denim fabric that stretches for comfort when you're on the go.
I want to feel comfortable in my jeans. The Perfect Jean provides a size for everyone.
You can literally choose the color, style, and size. It doesn't get any easier than buying these jeans.
Do yourself a favor and stop wasting money on jeans that you'll stop wearing after one wash. Get the Perfect Jean.
Let's go, baby. Code ASMAN15 for 15% off your purchase. Once again, go to the website, The Perfect Gene, Google it, put it in theperfectgene.nyc, and you will be hooked up with the best jeans that you could find. Once again, thanks to The Perfect Gene for being a part of our channel, of our show. We bring Robby back on right now. Robby, as far as, the defense and as far as the matchup now on Sunday against the Titans, what to you are the biggest things that stand out when you go through some of the storylines, some of the different angles from this Titans team?
It's going to be, Tennessee's angry based on what happened. Levis, what the hell was he doing? In one of my fantasy leagues, I picked up Chicago's D. Terrible, awful Chicago's D. Weren't doing much all game, and then suddenly, boom, with the block punt and pick six. So they're going to be angry, and I don't think young Callahan. I already brought up Callahan once in this show. Young Callahan taking the reins. It's not going to be as easy as some Jets fans think. And I know other Jets fans are already counting the days down until they're 0-2, but I think less rigidness in terms of trying to build an identity and more specific game planning towards Tennessee. Work on the Callahan rush schemes that he loves. It doesn't exactly mirror his dad, but it's close. And do everything you can to rattle a young quarterback. Don't let him get comfortable. And that means from the jump. We've seen with this coaching staff with Saleh, it sometimes takes time. They get off to slow starts in the last 2 years. And it takes time to get something going in the game. That mindset has to change. And they have to jump immediately. And part of that changing in mindset, I think, is Rodgers. And I'd be stunned if Rodgers isn't aggressive early in the game if the defense is giving him that opportunity. San Fran gave him the opportunity early. He took advantage of it. San Fran then quickly shifted to more of a two-deep look, more of a sagging look. Okay, we're not going to let Rodgers beat us, which is completely foreign in Jets fan land. We haven't seen that against the Jets offense in, decades. But the problem was the Jets couldn't run on that when they should have been able to run on that. Brees was getting 2-3 yards when he's got to get 5, 6, 7. O-line, big part of it. So I think the mindset, jump on him early and go from there.
Hit the like button if you're tuned in. If you got a question for Robby, write it in. Now, I do think they got to get Mike Williams and Tyler Conklin more involved in this passing attack. I think a reason why they weren't involved is because they just had too few plays. We mentioned only 38 snaps for Rodgers, only 20 minutes of total time of possession for the Jets, and some of that was Tyrod at the end, so they just didn't have the ball. That said, your thoughts on how they could get Conk involved, how they can get Mike Williams more involved? He played 9 snaps in the opener.
Come out, again, specific. Come out. If you want to come out and go based on what you see on the game tape, and I haven't watched Tennessee yet, but if there's an opportunity, a sliver of an opportunity to come out aggressive on offense and say, hey, we could establish the run later in this game or later in the season. Let's jump on him early. Take that route. With Saleh, even Zach Wilson's first game in Carolina, it was run, trying to establish that identity, bring LaFleur over because Saleh loves the Shanahan mindset. But guess what? There's only one Shanahan. You don't have a Shanahan with you, Robert. So that's a problem. It's tough to execute. I know that's what you envision your offense to be, but it's not going to be that perfectly. Can it get close to it? Perhaps, but the object is to win the game in front of you against that specific opponent. So don't hesitate. If Tennessee is going to be aggressive because they think you're going to really try to establish the run, let Rodgers do his thing and encourage him to do so.
I do think they'll be able to run the ball a lot better this week. I think Brees had an uncharacteristically poor game for his standards. And I think first game back off the injury for AVT, that was under discussed. O-line didn't play in the preseason. I think the run blocking is something you need reps for and to develop, that chemistry. I think they'll be a lot better running the ball this week.
They should be. And again, I haven't watched Bears Titans yet. I plan to. I would assume, with a rookie quarterback, Caleb Williams, they were pressing the issue and trying to dare him to beat him over the top. His completion percentage was awful. He didn't have many yards. So I would assume that's the case. They won't do that exactly to Rodgers, especially off the game tape in San Fran, because other than the first few drives, they were really relaxed, daring the Jets to run. So I hope you're right, because the opportunity is going to be there to run.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Thanks to the 700 of you who are tuned in live right now as we talk with Robby Sabo, Jets X Factor co-founder. When is the next podcast with Wayne, by the way?
Monday. We're going to come back. Actually, I'm going to schedule it tomorrow, most likely. So Monday at 7, folks, win or lose.
Wayne Corbett, Robby Sabo, must listen each and every week. All right, you ready to take some calls, Robby? Can you handle the Asmaniacs after the first Jet loss of the year?
I want to see some fire. Come on now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's go.
Gustbuster Hotline is open.
If you go to gustbuster.com, you could purchase the best umbrella in the universe. And you could use the promo code Jake, so you'll get 15% off on any of your umbrellas.
Tim from Fishland is first. Hey, Tim, how are you?
What's going on, Jake? What's up, Robby?
What's up, Tim? Fishland. What's Fishland?
It's Florida.
Okay.
I live in Fishland, which is, Miami Dolphin land.
Oh, I thought it was an actual city. Okay.
Squish the fish. Fry the fish.
Yeah, I think the fish might win tonight.
You think they're going to win?
Well, it's 90% humidity down here. If they play the game right and they start running the ball in the fourth quarter, the Bills will be sucking wind.
Yeah,
I've gone back and forth.
I would literally almost compare it to playing in Denver. All right, it's not thin air; it's like really, really, really heavy air. So that's what I think about that. As far as the game from Monday, when you look at the tape, the D line is getting displaced. Those D tackles, those 3 techs, they're kind of in charge of, instead of getting upfield on the running game, they're more in charge of taking on double teams. That way the linebackers can run free. D ends are more in charge of setting the edge, and it was getting nowhere. They were all trying to rush the passer, in my opinion. That's what it looked like to me.
They were playing hero ball. They were all trying to make a play.
There goes my hero.
Exactly. When you, as a defense, if one of the 11,
you're giving up your gaps.
You always have a job, and if you try to do too much, you're going to screw the guy next to you, and that's critical. That every single person in the defense does his job, because if you don't, and also the tackling, how many Jets did not keep their feet? The fundamentals, you got to keep your feet. You got to drive. You can't dive. The Debo, terrible call by Shanahan on the reverse to Debo on 3rd down. And they could have had him for a huge loss. And Debo broke 311 tackles, just to nearly get back to the line of scrimmage.
So this is my thing, okay? I get that Salah and Douglas and the Jet fans are jaded. I really do, with the injuries the last couple of years. But look at the league. Look at the good teams in preseason. Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid played his first team offense and defense in the preseason. Okay, that's how you get these guys ready, because you can't practice run fits on defense, and you can't practice running the ball on offense, getting to the second level of the linebackers on offense to practice. You can't do it. It's not live contact.
Yeah.
So that's I think that they need to, you know what I mean? You really need to, because you're just putting yourself behind the 8 ball at that point, in my opinion. All right.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. It was not and listen, a case could be made that this is the best thing for them. Everyone's saying how much talent they have. Everyone's saying they're going to do great things. They haven't done a damn thing yet. And they've been hearing this and reading this for months on end. Good. You got slapped. Good. How do you respond? I think that's the best thing.
Robby, when you were at the game on Monday and you watched Allen Lazard score not 1, but 2 touchdowns, did you immediately think that Lazard was inspired by a $500 super chat that was submitted to this very show that you were on?
Yeah.
By the great Peter Castro, who joins us now. Hello, Peter.
Hello, Jake. Hello, Robby.
Hey, what's up, Peter?
Robby, you know what? They're going to take a couple of games to get together. Offensively, he wasn't on the field enough, but there's no excuse for them defensively. There's no excuse. They're unprepared and not ready, and I'm sick and tired of hearing the excuses. I don't want to hear him anymore. How come San Francisco is ready and we're not?
Who's making excuses? The Jets?
Yeah, the Jets. There's all kinds of excuses. Clemens, this, that. They don't know their talent level. They don't know who's good, who's not good. And what's playing a 9-2 spread? I never heard of that. It was spread like the linebackers never blitz. How come you don't blitz?
Are you talking about the front alignment, the wide 9?
Oh my God, it was terrible.
It's listen. There were instances when they weren't lined up correctly. Jalen Holmes. There was one play where Jalen Holmes was I haven't seen the film from the tight angle, but I remember the broadcast. He was in a 1 or 2 eye tech, and he should have been in a 3, bumped out more. And the linebacker behind him was trying to get him set up, didn't get him shifted, and the run came his way, basically between him and the edge, and it was a big play, Mason. So, hey, I agree with you. I mean, they were both bullied in terms of physicality, mentally, and scheme-wise.
Embarrassing. Totally embarrassing. For Jet fans that were waiting for this, and then they come out. The first 2 series, they look great, but Shanahan just looked at what they were doing. And then he made his adjustments, and we made none.
Yeah, and I think the most disappointing drive of the night was the third quarter right out of halftime. 11 plays. They couldn't stop the run. They got to stop there, Peter. You're getting the ball back to Aaron down 16-7. You're right there in the game.
You got to stop them there, and of course they didn't. But they got to step it up, and the coaching staff's got to step it up. You can't let these guys get away with this stuff. You got to tell them, what are you doing? I mean, come on, they weren't playing football. They weren't tackling. The linebackers are 7 yards off the line of scrimmage, so you're going to give them 5 yards before they even start, and then they watch them catch passes. Why don't you blitz? Why aren't they blitzing? Why aren't they traveling with Sauce? Why aren't they doing these things?
Yeah. The one thing I'll say is Moody, what do you have, 6 or 7 field goals?
Yeah.
6.
Think about Salah's D and the Jets D the past 3 years. What's the main characteristic? Bend but don't break, right? So they give up yards. So the one good thing was red zone D, but that's more just a result of their natural tendency. They're on the back end, they're very low risk, low reward. On the front end, they're very high risk, high reward. They attack gaps aggressively. They never 2-gap it and think, hey, I got to hold this guy up and look both ways. They're 4-3 aggressive attacking. So what works against them? Screens, counters, traps, anything, misdirections, anything that's powers, anything that's a little slower. Even zone runs were killing them in San Fran. But that's the thing. It's very high risk, high reward up front. They attack ferociously. And when it's not clicking, they're going to get destroyed like that.
And the quarterback, Purdy, could have ran for 100 yards if he wanted to in that game. The whole side was open the whole game. When we get Allen or one of those guys, Tua, you have to blitz him up the middle and make a move either left or right. He can't throw. He's way off balance. The Jets refuse to do this kind of stuff.
All right, Peter, but how about a positive?
Greg Williams back.
How about a positive? Alan Lazard has a pulse. We can't undersell that. That's a big deal.
Alan Lazard played very good, Jake. I was shocked, except for that first one.
I thought of you right away. I was going to message you, but I was like, you know what? I can't do it.
Yeah, you can't drop that ball.
No, he can't drop that ball. He can't drop that ball.
Did you hear what he said today, though? He actually spoke, and I said, what's the biggest difference for you this year versus last year? And he says, Aaron Rodgers. That was the answer.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Aaron Rodgers, he looked fine to me. How about a little Braylon Allen in there with Breece Hall?
Yep.
I think that would help a little bit. I mean, a little imagination would be nice. Blitz. On passing downs.
How about this? You send a $500 super chat asking for the Jets to blitz more, and Will Levis might die on the field on Sunday.
That's true. If you sent $1,000 for the Lazard thing, he would have caught 4 touchdowns.
That's right.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Peter, you're the man. Hang in there. They're going to win Sunday.
I hope you're right, Jake, but they're scaring me.
I know.
Especially Salah with his big mouth. he's talking, and another Jermaine Johnson gave them a little ammunition with his mouth. I think they got to learn to keep their mouth shut and perform on the field before you open your mouth.
Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Castro.
Our coaching staff stinks. The team is never prepared. They're undisciplined. They make a million mistakes, and the coaching staff is terrible. He doesn't know what he's doing. Hockey and him are like having two drug addicts on the sidelines. They're no good. And if Rodgers doesn't fix this, we're all going to kill ourselves. What happens after Rodgers? They have no plan for that. It's going to be 10 more years of being shit.
Here's the thing. All right. We're one more loss away from that version of Peter Castro appearing again. And I can't do it. I need the Jets to win Sunday, Robbie.
Peter Castro is the Jim Jones of Jets fans. I could just picture a room full of Jets fans ready to drink the orange Kool-Aid if they lose and go to 0-2.
I better win Sunday. That's all I'm going to say. And I feel like it's going to be an ugly game. Like, I don't think the Jets are going to blow them out. It'll probably be stressful, but
yeah,
they got to find a way to win.
It's tough to think otherwise because they haven't figured it out yet.
They haven't played. So it's in like most games are with a win a score anyway. Like the Jets win, it could be 20-17, 24-20. Like I think it's going to be tight.
Yeah.
Hopefully less than that. Hopefully like 24-14 or something.
If I'm Rodgers, I'm getting in Salah's ear in terms of, hey, watch me today.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay one step ahead of the defense. I know we want to establish the run, and listen, I do too. And that's why he didn't go crazy off scripts. He stuck with it. But if you truly love what Shanahan does, that's the biggest takeaway to me. Staying one step. Hey, I'm running the ball down the throats, picking up 8 yards a clip. Guess what? Play action on first down. I'm staying one step ahead of you, and I'm making you shake your head. And you're going to be that much more demoralized. I'll pick up 9 yards a clip going forward. And I think that's what Salah and this, once the Jets figure that out and carve their own niche in that mold, they'll be okay.
Jay Quest is next up on the hotline today. What's up, Jay Quest? Good to hear from you. Jay Quest. Jay Quest, get better internet. Get off your potato phone. Thank you for the time. I will say this about Jay Quest. I believe he told us he was going to be at T-Squared on Sunday. So I'm hoping he's still coming. We need him. All right. I actually was told by Aaron Rodgers himself that if Jay Quest is not there, he doesn't feel like he's capable of winning a game without him being there. So wanted to spread that. More of your calls right now. We check in with someone who was at T-Squared Social for the big watch party on Monday.
B-Man is here. How we feeling?
Hi at the kite.
Did you say hi? Did you say hi as a kite?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Dropping LSD before the big social? What's going on?
No, I just had a joint.
I started high, so you would tell me everything you did. Just a joint?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe you.
Yeah, no, I do a lot of your takes here. I like what I saw from the offensive line, in this game.
Your bed looks good today, V-Man.
What? What'd you say? I couldn't hear you.
I said your bed looks good. It looks like you made it nicely.
V-Man's rotating backgrounds are just tremendous. He's got like 10 of them, if I could remember correctly.
Oh, no, because I'm at my desktop right now. So sometimes I do my desktop, sometimes I call from my phone, so it depends. That's why. So the offensive line did good. I feel much better going into this Titans game. I don't like the Titans. I think they're a transition team. So this is the type of team that, is trying to figure out what it's doing. So you should be able to beat that kind of team with the talent we have. I think it was, rust, a lot of bad scheming, there were mistakes made in the first game, mistakes that can easily be corrected. And I trust this staff to make the correction.
Yeah. The good thing is a lot of it was silly, not being focused type things. And I mean, a lot of it was physical and the physical stuff too, in terms of fundamentals, bad tackling, but the other stuff can be fixed in practice in terms of being lined up right and being on the ball. It's troubling. They weren't ready in terms of that, vein, but that can be fixed in practice.
Ladies and gentlemen, we check back in with Jay Quest and see if his potato phone will work. Hello, Jay Quest.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, I came back into the house. How you guys doing?
We miss you.
All right, miss you too.
Are you coming Sunday? That's the real question.
70-30. I work on Sundays, so I got to see where I'm working. If I'm working in the city at like 5 o'clock, I'll go straight to work. If I'm working in Babylon, the time I don't want to miss the Jet game. Let's put it that way.
Jets football, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So do you think, Robbie, his lack of mobility is going to hurt us this year? I saw Rodgers. It didn't seem like he had a lot of mobility.
He's definitely a different quarterback, but I don't think he needs that whatsoever. It's more so like I just talked about the Jets needing to figure it out, Saleh especially, in terms of trying to stay one step ahead of the defense. Rodgers already knows that's what he wants to do, but he hasn't yet done it in terms of not being able to be Superman in his mobility. But he doesn't need that to dominate. He really doesn't. But it's going to take a little while until he figures it out.
Do you feel? I felt like the only time we moved the ball was when Rodgers was changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Did you have that same feeling?
Yes, but it also coincided with the only time San Fran was being really aggressive defensively. Okay. Think about it. How many times can you remember San Fran blitzing, sending more than 4?
Yeah, not many.
I don't think any. Maybe once or twice on the first, second, or third drive. The Jets scored on the third drive, really the second drive, because the Breece Hall fumble doesn't count. It was just one play. But yeah, Rodgers was changing things because San Fran was, and I was there so I could see the defensive backfield. They were rotating. They were playing press with single high safety. That's stuff you do against crap quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But the Niners were doing it because Rodgers hasn't played in a year and he's untested. So Rodgers was changing stuff at the line, made it happen. And as soon as Breece Hall scored that touchdown, San Fran said, okay, that's it. We're going back to our regular comfy coverage. And Rodgers was still changing plays, but to runs. And they were the right calls. They just couldn't get the yardage they needed. So they got to get the run going.
Yeah. Listen, before I go, it's real stupid how stupid I am. Monday, it was 7:30. I'm sitting in front of the TV. I find out that CMC is not playing. So I'm like, all right, we're going to give it a better ride. We're going to play a better game. We may not win, but it's going to be a tight game.
Put a bet?
So I put a bet in for the Titans game, $1,000, thinking that the odds would get, worse. So I wanted to lock it in. So I locked it in at -210 for 1,000, but now it's like -180. So
my God. Oh, who's this?
Yeah, just my son. Yeah, I can get you something to eat. All right, guys, let me roll. Bye.
What is he going to eat? We're all dying to know.
Frat, probably.
All right. J Quest, enjoy. Little J Quest, farewell.
By the way, freaking Shanahan not announcing the McCaffrey thing until right before. I got Mason in every one of my fantasy leagues. And it's Monday night, so I have no open spot to put him in there. So he was just
J Quest, tell your son
bench.
you won't feed him until the Jets win on Sunday. Teach him what it really means to struggle. I'm just kidding.
I mean, if you really do that, that's going to be a hell of a season.
I have some good news for you, Mr. Sabo. You ready?
You got.
Gator has made another emoji to give you another option. So out of these two, this was the first one. This was made by the great Joe Mike.
Yeah,
this was made by Gator. Which one do you like?
I'll take that one every day. Give me that.
You did something very unique to your hair here.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's kind of like the Simpsons version of me. If I ever made a guest star appearance, I think that's what that is.
20 memberships, and this goes into effect for our guy, Robby. More of your calls right now. We say hello to Mr. Weed, who's next. Hello, Mr. Hey, Weed, you tell us.
I'm just enjoying a beautiful day.
That bucket hat looks good on you.
Thank you. I just got it. I lost my other one.
Yeah, you had that last year at the home opener, I remember.
Yeah, no, I lost that one at one of the games. I had to buy a new one. Jake,
well, you look good, Weed.
You seem to be glowing. Man. Why are you glowing?
Because I'm high on life, man.
Huh.
I see.
Jake, everybody needs to relax, all right? Peter, relax. I saw Neil yesterday freaking out. He needs to relax. We're going 19-1. The defense is going to come back with a vengeance. They're going to demolish them. We're going to kick their asses. We're going to go beat the shit out of the Patriots. We're going 19-1, Jake. Everybody just relax. Just relax. It's week 1. No need to get upset.
RELAX.
And that's my piece.
Relax.
Hey, man, 98, they lost in San Fran to Mariucci. And then we know what they did in 98, but, it wasn't exactly losing to a Garrison Hurst stiff arm in overtime this time around.
Yeah, it was basically a ramped up preseason game for us. I look at it the way we played, but at least knock the rust off, get it out of their systems now, and not week 12, week 15.
Weed, you made some excellent points. Thank you for the time.
I know it's the first time, right?
Weed, you're one of the greats. Excellent job by Weed the people there. Tremendous. More calls right now. We say hello to Mario, who's on the line. What's up, Mario?
Ooh, first time caller. What's up, Jake?
Hey, welcome aboard, man. Where you been?
I've tried to call in a few times, but I'm always like last in line. But I've been following you since last year, so first time calling in. I am a Packers fan, but been rooting since A-Rod joined. So the point I want to bring on right now is, with Fred Warner being like one of the best linebackers, like the rest of the season, there's nobody else you really have to like worry about in terms of like having that IQ, that football IQ, like near Rodgers level, correct?
I mean, there's got to be some.
There's great defensive players they'll face, but I mean, you could argue Fred Warner's maybe like a top 5 player in the league. Just like,
yeah, he's a special
awesome.
dude.
Because then the same thing on the offensive side against the Jets defense with like Shanahan. Like I don't know if they'll play another coordinator like that who can really like outskill the Jets coaches somewhat.
Well, I'll say this. Mike McDaniel runs the same offense. So you're going to face the Dolphins twice this year. They blew out the Jets twice a year ago. I think a lot of it had to do with Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle were at quarterback in those games. But like they gotta get their together when they face good teams, because like they're now expected to win these next couple. But you play the Bills, play the Texans, play Miami in Miami. Like they gotta prove they could be good teams this year.
It's not that they lost. It's that they were pounded 6 feet under the ground in how they lost. That and the concern that anytime Saleh faces one of his guys that knows him extra well, McDaniel, Shanahan, they get pummeled. So I understand the Jets fan who's freaking out right now. I know it's just 1 week, and you got to keep that in mind, but I get it because it's the way that it's happening, the fashion in which it's happening.
Well, that last Jets Dolphins game with the Brandon Echols pick, I thought that would have been a pretty close game if not for Tim Boyle. I think they actually could have won that game.
No, their D was okay. It wasn't. They didn't get run over.
Should have been 10-6 at halftime before the Fail Mary.
Yeah, but they were home too. They're usually their road games, unless I'm missing something against. He's got to come up with a great win against one of these guys that he's familiar with.
All right, and then I have one last question. For tonight's game, who do you think would be better to root for in terms of the division? Or a tie, obviously, is the best, but if one team had to win.
Good call, Mario. Call back again, man. Good first call. I've gone back and forth on this, Robby. I don't know. I think the answer is Miami from this standpoint. The Bills, to me, still have a higher ceiling because of their quarterback than the Dolphins. So I want to bring the Bills back to the pack because I think the Jets are better than Miami when it's all said. But I go back and forth either way. I don't know if it matters.
Yeah, no, I'd go with Miami for a couple of reasons.
I hate Miami. That's the problem.
Yeah, what you said, the higher ceiling. Josh Allen's the best player in the division. That's one. And number two, Miami could win some games now because their big question is winning in the cold. So, and they're home. So let the home team in the division hold serve. And so I think Miami.
More of your calls right now. We say hello to Liam Griffith. Hello, Liam.
Hey, Jake. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Robbie, how you doing? It's my first time calling in as well.
Wow, back-to-back first-time callers. How about that?
Yeah, it's awesome. Watching the first game, I thought, you discussed we were in a wide 9 on the outside. We were out of position a lot of time, and there was no really coaching corrections. I thought just on the defensive standpoint that their guards and tackles were getting to our linebackers really quick, and Quincy and CJ weren't really pushing up the field. And I think Clemens was getting blown off the ball, which, if you watch the preseason, wasn't that surprising to me. I think that by the end of the season, undrafted free agent Leonard Taylor is going to be taking Clemens' spot. in the inside. I went to Miami, so I saw him in person, and he had first round potential going into last year. So I think by the end of the season he'll come up. Watching every game last year and this year, Breece Hall is an all-pro running back, great running back, but he's not good in short yardage. It's like if you watch the short yardage plays, he doesn't get downhill enough, and he doesn't have the power to get downhill. I think we need to utilize Braylon Allen in the downhill as a short yardage back just to give Breece some breathing room, and also at the same time utilize Braylon Allen. And I thought, surprisingly, out of everybody on the offensive line, I thought AVT had his worst game as a Jet. He was getting blown back, and he could not do anything on the run, which is very surprising to me. And I think that he'll definitely bounce back because he's a great player. And I think the offense will be fine. I just think that, overall we got outcoached on defense. And I think that on offense, we just didn't have the ball a lot. And, it's hard to win a game, especially against the 49ers, when you have two unlucky turnovers. You have the Breece Hall fumble on our own 30, and you also have the Aaron Rodgers pick, which hit off the guy's wrist into the guy's, hands. So when you have two turnovers on your own 30-yard line against a team like the Niners, it's just rare for you to come out on top. So I think that everyone just needs to relax. I think the offense will click, and I think that hopefully with, looking over the game film, that the coaches will realize their mistakes, and hopefully the tackling gets better as well.
RELAX. Relax.
Yeah, relax. Exactly.
Liam, first call, man. Where are you based in the New York area?
Yeah, I'm in New York City.
Love it. Well, come to T Squared on Sunday if you're around.
Yeah, where is it? Is it in the city?
Right next to Grand Central.
All right, sweet. I'll be there.
All right, there you go. Bring the crew. All right, we want the Liam Griffith Jet fan crew in the house.
Absolutely, we're crazy. JETS, Jets. Let's go, baby.
Love it.
Come on.
Great call from Liam there. Love it. How about that, Robby? Back-to-back first-time callers.
All great. I'm just disappointed I didn't hear first time, long time. That's the only thing.
First time, long time. Well, how about we do this, right? Why don't we try and balance the youth, the first timers, with a veteran caller, a seasoned caller, if you will.
Who do we got?
Ladies and gentlemen, we head up to Vermont.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. How you doing, Robby? Hi, Jay.
I was prepared for the intro music. What happened there?
We'll end with that one.
So, do you? Sorry, I didn't call on the first show. I had my thing. I had my my wound clinic today. So they say it's going to take about 1 month to get better, and I
that's good.
Rocking and rolling before the Halloween game.
Yeah. Now, Bob, was there any sponge bath today from the nurses?
No. This was a regular doctor visit.
Okay.
That's Tuesdays, but no sponge bath.
Oh, yeah.
So, Robby, I was happy that the Jets scored their first touchdown. And they scored 19 points at least. You know that?
They did. It's kind of a hollow victory.
Well, it's a lot better than what the Giants did. Only scored 6 points.
Yeah, Giants
are
in
and then
trouble.
look what Barkley did. 3 touchdowns, and he's one player. So he scored like 18 points for one player, and the Giants are stinky ass. So they only scored 6 points.
I'm gonna shock a lot of people right now. If you have Barkley in a fantasy league, I'd say trade him. Trade high.
Why is that?
Because he's never stayed healthy, and hey, this could be the year he stays healthy and has a historic season.
He's going to have a monstrous year, especially against the Giants defense.
It's possible, but if you could trade him for a guy who's really reliable, like a receiver, I would do it.
No. Keep Barkley.
Hey, we can go down.
In your first week. That's great. Okay,
yeah,
so
that's why you trade him. You
jump
on it.
I like Aaron Rodgers. He looks good.
Rodgers is going to be fine. Then let me ask you, Bobby, how'd you take the loss? What did you do that night? Did you go live? What was your schedule like?
No, I didn't go live. Mr. Jake Asman went live for 2 hours. After the game, he just asked you.
Yeah, after every game I go live, but he was asking about you going live.
Yeah.
I didn't go live. I went to sleep.
Were you depressed? Were you feeling negative?
I was upset, but I think, like you guys were saying, it's only one game, and they're in the NFC West. So then we have the smelly Titans. I think the Jets are going to destroy that quarterback. I'm not worried about that smelly quarterback. With
Bobby,
Chicago.
would you like? Speaking of smelly, would you like to respond to Josh, who's calling you Jabba the Hutt?
Oh,
Josh Parker, let's go fly a kite or play with your train or something else. Okay,
Yeah.
Go, get out of here.
Yeah,
Okay,
Josh.
shut up.
You bum.
make like a tree and get the hell out of
But
here.
won't you call Big Mouth? If you're typing in the chat, won't you get your fat butt on here and let's talk, Josh Parker, okay? I'm not afraid of you.
No,
Ooh.
I don't even want to talk to him. I want to send him to the
No,
shadow
I
realm.
want to face to face. I hate people that type in the chat and never likes to run in.
I want to send him to the shadow realm. Can I do it?
Get your fat
yeah.
Uncle Phil butt out of here.
Then he'll come back and then we'll have it out. Josh Parker, can't wait for your butt on a stick.
Yeah, get out of here.
Into the shadow realm you go.
Aaron Rodgers being voted the most inspirational Jet by his teammates is legit one of the saddest things I've ever heard.
Oh, I would love to do that to Josh Parker right there. Poop. So, yeah, I think, no, we don't have to worry about the quarterback. Look what the Chicago defense did against the smelly quarterback. Then
But
third week, we have the Patriots. I'm not worried about it.
I heard Beningo's already calling the Patriots a great defense because they take they turned the ball over, they took it away. Yeah, like Joe, it's 1 week, man. Come on, relax.
Well, when you expected the Patriots to beat the Bengals, no, I didn't.
No, in
I
week
take the
one,
Bengals.
Bobby, I think the point is it's not that the Jets lost; they could lose.
Yeah.
It's the way they got just taken to the woodshed.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's the problem.
Defense didn't play good. I think they should have been moving up a little bit, not playing 7 yards off the San Francisco plays. They screwed it up. They should have changed the defense at halftime at least. That's what I'm saying.
They tried. To their credit, they tried, but it was, and we talked about it. Me and Jake have talked about it. It's more about game planning with them. They have to be more specific in their game planning. Even Belichick said it on ESPN. I forgot, or McAfee or one show. Jets came up and he said, "Yeah, the Jets they do what they do," insinuating they don't really change much, and they don't. And that's my main concern. Right
and
now.
I want to tie for tonight. I want to tie.
All right, Bobby. Well, when Josh gets back from the shadow realm, if he calls in, I'll let you two hash it out, okay?
Yeah, I want to tie for tonight's game. Buffalo and Miami.
All right. Farewell, Bob.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.
Later,
You got
Bobby.
it.
Well, I need to find Matt O'Leary. He's supposed to come on my show. I want his butt on a stick.
What is
Butts,
on a
butts
stick
might
mean?
be on the stick.
What does that mean? How does that? What is that? Butt on a stick? I've never heard that before in my life.
Oh, I mean, it's a butt on a stick.
Hmm.
Go to jakeasman.com and get your Bobby butt on a stick shirt. You want to see what it looks like, Robbie? I feel like I have a new adjustment for your wardrobe. All right. Everyone watch this. Robbie Sabo's never been over to jakeasman.com. All right. Look at this. Okay. Screen share. Here we go. Get your merch today. If you're a Patreon member, it's all 15% off. Here we go. We have a whole line of emoji wear. The Bobby butt on a stick shirt. Right here. Now, YouTube would not let me make this an emoji. They called it inappropriate. They flagged it.
Oh, that's outrageous.
But to my knowledge, we've been able to add this to the merch store and sell shirts. Now, I don't know if anyone's bought one yet.
Yeah.
Last I checked, no one had. But
just make sure you write down the name of the first person who does.
I definitely will. You'll get a shout out if you're the first person to buy a Bobby butt on stick shirt. All right, more calls here before we say goodbye to Robbie. Let's say hello right now to Billy M, who joins us. Hello, Billy.
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's up, Robbie? But the first game of the season, I was kind of hyped up about, and the way I look at it like this, I was disappointed. I expected a lot more, but at the end of the day, the next day I woke up and I said to myself, you know what? It's actually an extended preseason game. I mean, we normally have 5 preseason games or 4, I believe, but we're jumping the gun. Look, I expected a lot from our defense. I expected a lot more from Aaron Rodgers. I expected a lot more from Brees. But at the end of the day, we played a awesome team that still is angry after the Super Bowl in their own house. And don't forget, they got a lot of talent on that team. Yes, I wanted to at least be competitive, but at the end of the day, I'm still not going to panic. If I'm going to panic now, then I might as well not watch the Jets at all this year. I mean, and I'm very emotional Jet fan. I get upset. It messes up my whole week.
And then by Thursday, we're convinced we're winning on Sunday. It's how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just the way it is. Like I can stick to me until the next week. But at the end of the day, look, we got great talent on offense. Our defense, okay, it's not as they were last year because we missed those JFM and Huff. We got rid of. But the Jets need to get Reddick. I really believe they need him. They should try. I mean, you already got him in camp, man. Just pay him. That's my opinion. And you guys let me know what you guys think. We actually need him. So,
sorry,
you gotta wonder how.
Great call.
You gotta wonder. Yeah, great point. Great call. You gotta wonder how different the Jets defense really is from last year, though. Is it? I mean, I think they missed JFM, but
I think JFM was a bigger loss than Huff would have been.
Yeah, I think so. I think so for in this game for sure. But we've seen them get run on really badly in the Salah era in different games. So how much better, how much worse is it? I don't know. It's mainly, I'm not worried about Rodgers, Brees. I'm not even worried about the rushing game, the interior, AVT, Timmons. That's stuff that, hey, just one game. It wasn't a total, it wasn't total crap. There was stuff there that was like, okay, it's just one game. It's just an extended preseason. It's the rush defense and the defensive scheme. That's what's irking me. However, it is Shanahan, and he knows Salah like the back of his hand. I wish it went in reverse. It's just, I think it's so telling. It can be so telling in terms of getting whipped like that by, your former boss. But we'll see. By this time next week, it could have all been turned around. We'll see what happens.
By this time next week, this might be a new channel emoji, Robby Sabo.
Let's do it. Where the hell did my ears go? Who cut me out? You definitely didn't use Photoshop, but hey, use that one. I'm down with that one.
All right. He likes the one that Gator made. Well, Robby, I want to thank you for coming on. Excellent job. Where can people find you for those who are maybe just familiarizing themselves with you for the first time?
JetsXFactor.com. Just put it in that web browser of yours or search it on Google. You'll find it. All that
the World Wide Web.
World Wide Web. www. Not needed, by the way. Just type in JetsXFactor.com. But yes,
only the old still use www.
Yeah, you gotta love ads when they're ad reads when they're saying HTTPS / No, dude, you don't need that. Just JetsXFactor.com.
Robby, I will talk to you soon. Enjoy the game on Sunday.
All right, later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robby Sabo joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, how about Dre coming through? He wants to see the Robby Edgemo added. We got 5 memberships. 5 people are about to have their worlds completely changed.
Money, 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 money.
All right, here we go. We got 5 people. This is from Dre. If you hear your name, you are an official Asmaniac on the channel. Golden Shoe, Jared Brabeck, Gunner, Payback, Illuminati. You are all channel members. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit the like button if you're tuning in. We got over 300 likes. Love to see it. Tom with a super chat. San Fran maybe wasn't supposed to lose. Look, I thought the Jets were going to be within a field goal either way in this game. It's disappointing that they lost the way they did. That said, week 1 results like this do happen. Jets won week 1 last year. Their season was over. They're 0-1, and I feel way better about this team than I did a year ago. Just remind yourself that. Schedule soft coming up. Win these games. Get back on track. Can they be 4-1 going into that Bills game? That should be the goal. Ladies and gentlemen, J Quest wrote, I had fruit. They are real, and they are spectacular. All right. J Quest and Son had some fruit. Good to see it. More calls right now. We say hello to Mac, who joins us now. Hello, Mac.
How you doing, Jake?
Hey, Mac. How are you?
Love the show. I got the ultimate hope for you. I used to work in Albany, the state capital, back in the 90s and the early 2000s. And like you, I used to listen to sports radio all the time. Well, one day they had a lady on that was a psychic lady for the New York State Police. She used to help find missing kids and stuff of that nature. The sports talk host, I want to say it might have been Joe Benengo, he asked her, he said, well, what about the Jets and the Mets? And she said the Mets and the Jets are going to win back to back like they did in '69. She said, but for the Jets, they were going to win back to back Super Bowls. So I hold on to that one, and I've been waiting. And she said the Yankees and the Giants would win first, and they both won. So I'm waiting for our Jets to come through.
Did she say when?
She just said in the future. She said the Giants and the Jets or the Yankees would win first. So, and that's already happened. That's past us. So hopefully it's our turn now. But she said back-to-back years for the Jets, and when they signed Aaron Rodgers, that was the first thing I thought of. I said, oh, here we go, baby. Let's do it.
Look, this could still be the year, all right?
I hope. They started in 97, 41-3 against Seattle. My boy O'Donnell threw 5 touchdowns in that game, 2 of them to Wayne Corbett. But that year only ended at 9-7. We ended up coming a game short because of the Detroit debacle.
Yep.
So,
and then 98, they were 0-2, and they went 12-2 the rest of the way, and it's the most amount of games they won in the regular season. So, I mean, week 1 doesn't define your season.
No, it doesn't. That's why I didn't get too worried when we lost, but that was a tough loss to San Fran. I was heartbroken on that one.
Yeah, it was tough. Now, Mac, let me ask you a question. What is your email? I don't know what it is.
It's Mac Styles.
I'm just kidding. I was making a joke. It wasn't very funny. Are you a first-time caller, Mac? I don't recognize your name.
Second-time caller.
Second time? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you making the call.
All right. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mac checking in. If you need his email, it's there, baby. More of your calls. Phil's next. Hey, Phil.
Hey, what's up, Jake? How you doing?
Oh, I'm living the dream, Phil. Living the dream.
Yes, sir. I don't have shit internet today. I'm at home right now.
Thank God.
Right? I was on the road. I'm like, beautiful North Carolina, and I heard you go. He's got a potato phone. He's got shit internet. So that made me happy.
My new thing is calling bad callers with connection wise. Just they're on their potato phones.
Yeah. So just a couple of funny things. Robby was talking about that HTTPS thing. I answer emails all day at work. Some guy today hit me up with electronic mail. He typed it out. I wanted to throw my laptop out the window. I thought that was odd. And then before we get to football real quick, and then that butt on a stick t-shirt, that butt looks like Peter Griffin's butt chin.
Let's review. We're gonna have to review the tape on that one, Phil.
Yeah, you got to take a look at
Peter Griffin's butt chin.
Yeah, that butt on a stick.
All right, let's go through it here. Let's see what we got. Hold on. It could be.
And then maybe you get away with it if it's his chin instead of like a real butt. You know what I mean? But or cartoon.
I see what you're saying. So replace the rear end here with an actual Peter Griffin butt chin.
Yeah, maybe you can get it as a Edgemo on your show on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Peter Griffin butt chin. Let's see what we got here. I can see it.
Oh, Jet, relax. All right, so my bad. So on football topic.
Speaking of Peter Griffin, what did you guys make of the Peter Griffin jerseys the Jets debuted on Monday?
I didn't even see that.
Well, they wore the green pants and the white jerseys.
Oh, I love
those.
It.
Those are the Peter Griffins.
Oh, those were fire.
They might be wearing them again this week, as Tennessee I saw is wearing all white. So the Jets are either going to go all green or Peter Griffins again.
I hope they go all green. I don't know. This year, everything just feels right. You know what I mean? So, beside everybody panicking, so one thing I wanted to bring up is when it comes to talking about the season and how everyone was wrapped up on getting hyped up, we should be hyped up. Aaron did a signature Aaron move, which is faking the defense. So they're still biting on what he calls. So they're still on his motions. Everything that he does at the line of scrimmage still works. So to me, that made me feel really great. So you don't have to be 40. You don't have to be 28. You don't have to be 35. He could still do that. His arm didn't change. And knowing that Garrett Wilson was a hot topic and a player he was in eye on, key on him. He did. He keyed in on him. He got his passes to him. So it's like everything will come about. But the only thing that I am disturbed about, like everyone was with the defense, is that when it comes to like JFM and Al Woods and Quentin Jefferson, they were bigger body guys. So I feel like when Lecky comes off of that IR, he fills in those gaps when we go wide 9 and we do our speed on the edge.
I hope, but Lecky's not like this great player that they're waiting to get back.
No.
Like,
No, but I think his body size, that's why like Al Woods, when he got hurt, or was it Quentin Jefferson last year?
Woods got hurt.
Woods. Yeah, we kind of had a little bit of a standstill on blitzes happening. Because what happens is when you have that bigger body, and I feel like when Big Q comes through the middle, he's occupying, like when you feel that body, you feel like you're occupying Q, but you're not. And he's coming around, he's stunning. So I feel like that has to happen. I don't know, maybe they grab another big, defensive lineman that's still out there. I think Quentin Jefferson, did he sign? Or is he still even available?
He's on the Browns.
He's on the Browns. I don't know. I'm worried about Haason Reddick. If their stance is not trading him whatsoever, you don't get anything to help you out this year. And that's like, this is kind of it. So I don't know. Hopefully something drums up, whether he comes into camp or, he comes into the team and signs and they give him some substantial amount of money we don't have, or he's traded. But I don't think JD's going to move from his position, and neither is he, which is tough.
Well,
but
they are talking at least, Phil. So that is a positive sign. Doesn't mean there's a deal imminent. According to Connor Hughes, there isn't, but I think it is notable that they're talking. Super chat here from John O'Reilly. Who can ever forget the Leon Johnson pass over the end zone? John, we'll never forget it. Rob V writes in, Jake Allen was talking real reckless about you. Oh, my God. Whoa, what am I going to do? Oh, I'll be all right. Hit the like button if you're tuned in right now. Reminder, if you haven't signed up for my Patreon yet, you'll get bonus shows not on YouTube, multiple throughout the football season. I think in August we did 4 or 5 bonus shows. I think there's already been 3 in September because of all the radio hits I've been doing. So check it out, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. You get 15% off every item in the merch store. You get the show, Discord access, and your name in the intro. Come on now. Check it out, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Huge shout out to our most recent Patreon subscribers, Harlan Wobb, John Marquez, Peter DeLauro, Rian Condor, Scott Grossman, Victory Monday. Thank you guys for your support. All right. Comments, questions, super chats, keep sending those in. Let's get back to your calls. Morgan R is up next on our show. What's up, Morgan?
Jake, how we doing, man?
Morgan, how's Ed Tierney doing? That's the real question.
He's good. I just texted him a couple days ago. He's still thinking of you. He's doing well.
I love it.
Calling in today, I was very encouraged by the Jets' offensive line. Thought Aaron actually had a good pocket. Definitely concerned about the defensive line and the defense as a whole. Number one, they got outmanned, outgunned. Their game plan was shit, in my opinion. Sorry for the language. I'm definitely concerned about the coaching staff. What do you think?
Yeah, look, it was a bad first game for the staff. There's no doubt. They had a lot of time to prepare. They got outcoached. The adjustments they tried all didn't work. I think it's correctable stuff. I think it also has something to do with the preseason, lack thereof for anyone on defense. Like the Jets, I think they had 18 missed tackles. Second most in the league was Atlanta with 14. So they weren't just like bad. They were like by far and away the worst in that department. Great team you played too. Like, I don't know, it just wasn't their night. I'm hoping that, this defense that is, bounced back from rough performances now does it again. Maybe it helps them in the long run that they got humbled.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes on Sunday. I think they should have a nice bounce back game, but I'll see you on Halloween night. I'm looking forward to it, man. Thanks a lot.
Let's go, Morgan. Can't wait. Hey, if you can make it
Sure.
Sunday, we got a big watch party.
Oh yeah, might be there. Appreciate it, dude.
I love it. Thanks, Morgan. Appreciate the call. Hit the like button for Morgan. Good call from him. Calls have been great today. You guys are awesome. My guy Chef Nico's in the chat. We have never looked better going into a second week matchup at quarterback in several years. Yeah, look, I know it's only one game for Rodgers, but comparing Aaron Rodgers versus Will Levis, this is like Zach Wilson versus Josh Allen. So just because you have the significant quarterback advantage doesn't mean you're going to win, but that usually decides football games in today's NFL. Jets have to find a way to win Sunday. Could be ugly. Just win, move on. Got a short week. Win that game, get the mini bye to reset, and then have 10 days to prepare for another rookie quarterback in Bo Nix. That's how you got to look at it. More of your calls right now. Sneakers the Boots is on the line. He's next. Hey, Sneakers. Sneakers, your microphone is muted, my friend.
Oh, my bad. My bad. So now that we've had a couple days to reprieve after the game, I just want to get into a little bit of the coaching staff. So again, this is going to be the limiting factor of what this season's going to be. The ineptitude of just not willing to change is just mind numbing at this point. Especially on the defensive side of the ball, like that quote from Saleh a couple years ago saying that our defense is too good to fail. It feels like he just keeps riding it every single year. Like to be able to be a good quality coach, you need to make adjustments in game. And it's not to say that he can't do it. He's done it a couple times, but every time that it comes up to the big moments of the big games, he falls flat on his face every single time. And then it comes to the offensive side of the ball too, where Nate Hackett, he's just staring at the play call and he's just basically picking random play, insert here. And then Rodgers is like, all right, well, I guess I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with the line of scrimmage and audible out of this. So that's where a good play caller, a good head coach is going to come into the game and dictate the flow of the game and be able to just based off matchups and how the game is playing out, make the correct call.
Yeah, I think the coaching criticisms are fair. I also think it's okay to say it's one game against a great team. You didn't have the defense play in the preseason. Offensively, it's Aaron's first game in a year and a half. Like, I think there was enough there where I see the pieces for this offense to be damn good. Like the pass protection was awesome. Like that to me is great because I think the running game will be good with Brees. Like I don't think Brees forgot how to play football. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. And this is just kind of going back to the several years that we've witnessed with this team and with this coaching staff. And to my opinion, that's what it is until they prove us wrong. That's just how I'm going to view it, but I'm optimistic with that. I did want to get your take on just the wide 9 scheme that we've been running. I mean, it does have its purposes, right? But there's going to be times where the dictation goes to where we need to play more inside and hold our blocks.
Yeah.
Because what we saw on Monday was an absolute horror show. It was a horror show. Like the wide 9 that we were running was wider than V-Man's high smile from ear to ear. Like just grinning. It was bad. And because that's going to hold CJ Mosley, that's going to hold Quincy Williams in their gaps and be more responsible. And what Tim from Fishland was saying, like the preseason, you don't run. And if you do, you're just going to kind of just basically like pretend tackle. You're not really charging full steam ahead. So I think that's where we have to kind of buckle down this week.
Hawk with a funny comment. Saleh got Will McDonald in the wide 15. He was lined up on the sideline. It's pretty funny. Let me say this, though, right? Why is it when the defense plays well, it's all Obrick? Oh, he's going to be a head coach. He's going to be great. And then when they play bad, it's all Saleh. Like, it's amazing how that works. And also, I don't want to be a Nathaniel Hackett defender because I don't think he's good. I understand why he's here because Aaron's comfortable with him. But, like, any bad call, it's all Hackett's fault. And anything good, it's all Aaron. So it's like, we selectively choose who we want to give the credit to on this team.
Yeah, we're pessimistic Jet fans. That's basically what it comes down to. We've been beaten over the head way too many times, but I'm optimistic for this week. I am a little bit concerned though with the offensive line and the line of scrimmage again with going against Callahan, him being a Patriots guy and going against Saleh's defense for numerous years. So a little bit concerned with that, but otherwise I'm optimistic. I think we're going to get the W. I will be at T-Squared Social, so I can't wait to see all the Asmaniacs. And
did you RSVP, Sneakers?
I did.
Awesome.
Yes.
So I want to make sure you're all set.
Yep. So can't wait to get this W and see you guys all on Sunday. Go Jets.
Let's go, Sneakers. Good call there. Yeah, make sure you guys RSVP. It's going to be wild. It's a free event, but we just need to get a head count. There'll be plenty of space. We'll have drink specials. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. And there'll be many touchdowns scored that will hopefully sound loud like this. Low key love seeing Chef Kevin going crazy with his Jake Asman show hat and Bethpage Chris right in the front at the end of that cut there. Love it. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. I want to do a quick reset here. We opened our show talking about the latest with Haason Reddick. Connor Hughes said on SNY that the two sides are at least talking, although there's no end in sight. So that is where we stand with Reddick. As far as the Jet defense goes, I want to play the Orlovsky thing again because I think it's so enlightening and eye-opening. This is why I have hope for the Jet defense. I think they were poorly coached on Monday, bad game plan. I think they have really good defensive coaches that had a bad game, and I expect a bounce back. That said, this is why I think it's pretty obvious why they struggled the way they did defensively. This is from Dan Orlovsky on his Twitter account.
By no means am I like some kind of defensive lineman, okay? But I do know this, just from an offensive perspective. What pops out for me just from the vantage point of an offensive person is if you're going to align like this consistently and almost help the angles of my blocking displace your defensive line and get to your second level guys, I feel great about it. I mean, this 2nd and 6, I'm going to either run or pass situation. I look at this, like look at the width between that nose and that end. This is almost a 2.5 body gap. And now maybe the Jets are like this because of the cut split of San Francisco, and so often they pin down here. But I do think you're playing into my hand lining up like that. I mean, my center goes basically untouched up to your backer. And because of that stem by your defensive line, my right tackle goes up, like I walk to the linebackers there. Same with Kittle. That alignment to me as an offensive person, I'm going, all right, thank you. And I get it. I get that we stress as an offense. I'm going to stress you with your D lineman here or there. But I just look at that and I go, man, they got displaced. They stem that way. Okay. As an offensive person, I'm going, thank you very much. That's easy for me. That's wildly easy when it just comes to alignment, but then also like that movement. Second quarter, 10:52. I'd say something relatively similar. There's that wide alignment again. Look at the space that I have here. Now they don't stem, but I want you to just watch how easy it is to get to that second level. I mean, that's my goal when I'm running the football, is get up to that second level. See how wide that is? And it's stand up. Easy for my center to get up. Easy for my right tackle to get up. Just because of the width. One was second down. One was first down. And I know that's kind of who the Jets are with their DNA and the width of that. Now, maybe they have to change against a team like San Francisco. Maybe that's going to have to be an adjustment. But like, there's no restriction. I feel I've always heard defensive guys say, man, we got to find ways to get people off of our backers at the second level. And that just wasn't there. I mean, get up into, I got guys getting up to the second level as an offensive person by the time the backs got the ball. So I think that more than Rodgers, blah, 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 this and that, like for my vantage point as an offensive minded person, that's something the Jets really would have to look at.
Not great. What is great is Aaron Rodgers made it through the game healthy. Year 20 in the NFL is officially underway. To celebrate Aaron's 20th season, Hugo House has a brand new hat. You could use the promo code Asman and get the hat Aaron wore to the game Monday, or the same hat in green. I ordered mine yesterday. They're about to sell out. So if you're watching this live, I'd go fast. If you want one, HugoHouse.com, promo code Asman. You'll get 15% off your purchase with that promo code at checkout. And if you buy one hat from Hugo House, your second hat is 30% off. So check it out. Promo code Asman. They will sell out probably by the end of the day. Maybe they sold out tonight if some of you are watching the show not live right now. So check it out, HugoHouse.com. Promo code Asman for 15% off. All right. More of your calls right now before we wrap. We say hello to Jersey Joe, who's next. Hey, Jersey Joe.
What's going on, Jake?
What's up, man?
Just hanging out. Listen, truthfully, I've been in this queue for like 35 minutes, I think, and I totally forgot my point. But there was a 35-minute ago point, and I didn't want to just leave. But
what do you think of the show? Are you having a good time listening to the show? Are we entertaining you?
Absolutely. Listen, if the Jets win a playoff game, can Charles drop the chicken soup recipe, please?
Yeah, look, we probably got to get his mom back on the line. I don't know if you caught the show the other day, but we got to meet Mrs. Gorman, so that was tremendous.
I'm going to have to go back and watch. But I did have one point. You see Nick Bosa, what he was saying today?
Yeah, I did see his comments.
I don't know if you mentioned it earlier in the show. I just got off work a little bit, some time ago. So I just hop in the live so I could try and, get with the times basically. But listen, man, it fires me up. It's Nick Bosa, what's his face, who sacked Rodgers last year. He was saying shit last week or 2 weeks ago. And then whoever was saying, remember the Chiefs game when Chris Jones was like, we're talking about Zach Wilson, and Chris Jones was like, he's good. I mean, that didn't age well, but everybody's just like, that's just the standard with the Jets, man. Everybody's like, oh yeah, they're just whatever. And you know what? It's like, I'm not saying that the loss the other day justifies it, because I don't. You could see the potential in that team. Any Jet fan could be like, all right, yeah, they're gonna. I still think they can win 13, 14 games. That's my opinion.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though, Joe, right? Like, that's the arguably the hardest game they play all year. It's done. It's out of the way. There's 16 more games. You're 0-1, but you're 0-1 against a non-conference opponent. You'll go win the next 4 games. 3 of them are against AFC teams, 3 of the worst teams in the conference. They should be 4-1. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, and last question I have for you is, pending Haason Reddick, so take him out of the picture for now. What should Joe do about the D line? Should he look on the market for a stockier guy, or stick with his guns and keep like the depth we have?
I think they're going to get another game or two before we even talk about adding to this D line. I think they should get Reddick in the building and get a deal done with him. I think that's my preference. I think the idea that screw him, like, I don't know, figure out a way to get a guy you acquired to replace a guy who had 10 sacks last year in your building and get it done. But I don't think we're at a point yet where we're talking about, adding other linemen besides Reddick.
True. I was thinking more like interior, get a big fat guy in there, because
maybe Leonard Taylor's active this week. Maybe that's their change over Jalen Holmes.
Test these guys out. Get Braylon out there, Malachi, get these young dudes out there, and what do you got to lose? You know what I mean? The season's on the line. If they don't do good, Joe, that's why I think they should just, this is my opinion, if I'm Joe Douglas, just give Haason the money, because you're out. If they can't get Haason and then they lose the season, anyway.
Jersey Joe, the Wi-Fi was getting you there at the end, the internet connection, but good call. Look, I think there should be a compromise, right? I don't think you give them a blank check. I've never subscribed to that, but we don't negotiate with someone not in our building. Like, can we stop with the semantics? You're talking to his agent. Have something worked out. He shows up. He signs it. Just get it done. All right? Just get it done if you can. For those asking for the call-in link, refresh your feed. The call-in link is still pinned to the chat. More of your calls right now before we end today's stream. And if you missed it earlier, Robby Sabo joined us in his weekly spot for the first hour of the show. Tomorrow is our first Fireman Ed Friday of the Jet season. Ed will be on with us at 10 a.m. and Boy Green will be on with us at 4 p.m. So we are locked and loaded, featuring all the regulars this week. We just adjusted the schedule the first couple days because of the short week on Monday. We say hello right now to the Lup Man. Luppy's next. Hey, Luppy.
Hey, how you doing, Jake? Listen, our coaching staff took a major hit. I mean, I didn't think they were that bad. You noticed they were always reactionary, and that was my thing with Saul. Even when he started, I thought he was learning. His game planning wasn't there. It was more like, let's do this, and if they do that, we'll do this, instead of attacking or having some plan where he's actually going to hit their weakness instead of waiting for them to find ours, which they found every freaking play. They have to come back in a major way this week, and do something different. I don't want to just see our talent taking over. I want to see something that says, oh, wow, that was a great idea. Wow, look at them going after them. I didn't see that coming. Something. I want to see something out of this coaching staff. I mean, Solid took a way back seat on me, and I was always supporting him, and I was always supporting Joe Douglas. But that coaching staff really just let us.
It was an awful performance. It was, but it's also week 1 against a great team. They didn't have you could excuse it away if you want. They got to show us though. Like no one's giving them a pass if they play that poorly again against the Titans on Sunday. Like they got to win.
Our talent was better than what we showed.
Agreed. And they have but you could argue the Niners might be more talented still. But you can't argue that for Sunday. The Jets are the more talented team. In the next 4 games the Jets play, compare the rosters, it's not even close. So they have to handle their business.
Yeah, but like I said, I know we're not as talented as the 49ers, but they didn't show us our talent. I didn't see it. I mean, it was a lot of the good guys were disappearing.
Yeah.
And
they had a bad game.
Playing to our strengths, right?
They had an awful game. There's no other way around it. But they're also not the first team that, lost week 1 and didn't look good. It happens all the time.
Right. Good talking to you, Jake. Love you.
Lumpy, love the hat. Great call, my man. Appreciate you. Speaking of great hats, ladies and gentlemen, this guy used promo code Asman and saved money when he bought this one. Nate joined us now. Hello, Nate.
48 hours, and it was less than 48 hours. It was delivered.
Damn. It's pretty good. Cherish the little things. Love it. Hugo House.
Very comfortable. Very nice. Shout again. Code Asman, like you said.
I'm going to wear that on Sunday to the watch party if I get it. So if you want a match, you can wear it. We'll be twins.
Dude, and what else came in?
Oh, is that the one I ordered, or you ordered that for yourself?
Yeah. No, for you. I got a whole order, but yeah, I'll bring this on.
Dude, that was like 2
Sunday.
days ago. You DM'd me. That was record time.
It was this week. It was Monday. But honestly, I told you the guy who I got it from, which is originally from DHgate, but then his store got closed. But he had my number from WhatsApp, and then I've just been messaging him and like doing PayPal. But it's coming from Jersey because. And my last package came in 2, so I don't know what he's doing, and he doesn't charge me shipping either. I just have to pay him straight through PayPal, and it's great. It's like it's $90 for 3 sweaters and no shipping, and comes within days. It's great.
Bring it Sunday, and I'll send you payment. That's awesome.
Sounds good. Yeah, that was wild this morning. I didn't know you were gonna have me on for an hour for the whole ride to work, but that was a lot of fun.
I think we have somebody there. I mean, the viewership never dipped. The chat was engaged. I think we have to come up with more ways to get you on a bike talking to the people in New York City.
There's other streamers who have had the request too of Jet streamers. And
nice
shout out, I got my Bobby mug this week too. It's all the merch is coming in. But it's people that were very concerned. I don't ride anywhere in the country or in the world where the speed limit's over 25 miles an hour. Been doing it my whole life in the city. I've never even been bleeding or had a scratch from my bike. I'm not doing this in the middle of Florida. I think the caller after me was like, he wouldn't do that down here. You're damn right. I wouldn't do that down there. I don't do it where cars are going fast with people texting and drunk drivers. I kind of just do it in Manhattan and Brooklyn and but it is. I know people were a little nervous with the no hands and everything else that was going on. We caught some New York City action with the insurance stuff. That was pretty wild. That woman was not happy with me. Anyway, Jet stuff. I'm all about bringing back the boys from last year, even though it's only been week 1. If we don't look great this year, if somehow Tennessee is still running the ball down our throat, we heard one caller talk about Lakey Fotu. If I'm hanging my hat on Lakey Fotu, we're in trouble this year. Al Woods is still a free agent. I know he's 300 pounds coming off an Achilles, right? But possibly Al Woods, and I'll bring up JFM until he's back on the team.
I mean, do we know Al Woods even wants to play football though?
Yeah, that's the thing. If he's out of shape and it's just we know how much work it is to come back from Achilles, even for a guy that's like a quarterback like Rodgers or Dobbins. So I don't know, just throwing the name out, but I'm interested. Obviously, all my eyes will be on the D line. That's what to watch for me, at least on the defensive side this year. Are you concerned about DJ Reed or Michael Carter? I don't know if you heard anything about the injuries or if you have an update.
Reed, I'm way less concerned about than Carter, who I think is still dealing with the effect of that ankle injury he suffered in training camp.
So are we seeing Eccles or Stiggers in the slot?
You'd see Stiggers in the slot, I think.
Now we're talking. It's fun to see McGovern back. I like having the depth on the interior O-line. Everyone's been asking about who to root for tonight. I also don't know who to root for. I think I'm just rooting for both teams to look terrible. I don't really care as long as they both don't look good at all. And there's no I'm not rooting for injuries. I just want like really ugly football on both fan bases to pretty much walk away really, really pissed based on whatever happens tonight.
I want a tie and a game that goes to, a real physical game where both teams run a lot of plays and they get beat up.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the right way to put it. But yeah, Jake West called in earlier. He's got the $1,000 bet. Like, it sucks that he put it in at minus 200 or whatever, but that's a sure of a thing that we could, a sure of a win that we've had in a while as Jets fans. I would like to think like even if we had Tyrod Taylor, I think we should absolutely win that game. 7 out of 10 times, almost. But yeah, I'm super excited for T Squared. I'll definitely be there early. I got the table. I think if Jake West's going to be there, it's going to be him, Pete, Clancy, Weed. I think we got spots for a couple others. Come through. We're probably going to stay late. I was talking to Clancy today. We think there's games in the back. We'll stay for red zone in the afternoon, the 4 o'clock slate. Like make a whole Sunday out of it for anyone that can.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is all happening. Nate Nate, come to the watch party, and Nate will show you the key to ride a bike around New York City recklessly.
I'll rent out a city bike for anyone who needs it, just like we did with Weed, and we can call into Jake's post game show. And I don't. The insurance isn't on me if anything happens. Fantasy question, Jake. I got Calvin Ridley versus the Jets on my lineup. I really don't want to play a wide receiver that's going against the Jets, but my only options are Chuba Hubbard, Jordan Addison, or Jalen Warren. Or if Achan's out tonight, I picked up Jeff Wilson from Miami.
To be honest, I don't know. I have no idea.
It's ugly. I know it's
I
ugly.
probably wouldn't play Ridley, but I don't know who you should play over him.
Damn it! All right, yeah, I'm screwed. I think someone said in the chat I'm in trouble. I'm hoping Achan doesn't play, and I'll just put Wilson in and hope Miami just throws it to him a bunch. Knock on wood. Thanks as always for the time, Jake.
Nate, thank you. Hit the like button for Nate. I believe Nate's Edgemo is still one of our emojis, so you can use that in the chat. Good old Nate Squatch. Comments, questions, super chats. Folks, can you find Nate Nate in this video? Let's see if we can. I didn't see him there. How about here? Oh, can't find him. Where is Nate? Now, say you could find me, though, if you watch this video, right? On the left, jumping up and down. Can't miss it. On the left, jumping up and down in the hat. Green shirt. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy better be at our watch party on Sunday. The great Purple Belt Mike joins us now. Hello, Mike.
What's up? I got to crack this open when we win. Come on. I'm dying to drink this thing. We have to win Sunday. For my mental health also.
Jet wine. Now,
Jet wine. Yep.
Is it actually good wine, or they just slapped a Jet logo on it and you're like, I'm in?
It's supposed to be good. I mean, it's like $45 a bottle. So
okay, so it's decently priced wine. I got you.
Yeah, so hopefully it's good. I also got one of those Aaron Rodgers hats, the same one that Nate was wearing, so it looks good. I'm excited.
Nice. Promo code Asman, folks. They're going to sell out fast.
I am nervous about this game. Oh,
should be.
Come on, Jets. Come on, Jets. Please. Been waiting for this shit. All right, brother. Let's go, Jets.
Mike, thank you. Ryan Gresham with a super chat. Jake, I'm still concerned with our run defense. You should be. You got to prove it. Ryan says, what does this staff see in Clemens? I don't know. They protect Clemens for some reason. It's odd. Big fellow writes in, Luppy's absolutely right. We never impose our will. That should change this week. Give Will Levis the Zach Wilson in the box treatment and dare him to beat you. Dare him. You know, Jeff Ulbrich called out his defense. He said this earlier. Let's see it.
No, I'm extremely confident in the group we have. I love every single guy we got in that defensive line room, and they got a lot of pride, and I anticipate them answering the call this week. I really do.
the thing. I think they got a lot of pride too, and there's great veteran leadership on that side of the ball. So I do think they'll respond. I do. But we got to see it. So we haven't seen it. But it's only a 1-game sample size. But they do have a pedigree. So we got to see it. Tony Stark is next on our show. What's up, Tony?
Jake, I know it's been a while, bro, but listen, man.
Iron Man.
I got a few things I got to get out. Bear with me, man. I'm going to make this quick as I possibly can. Let me enjoy my cocktail, though.
Okay.
Okay, first thing is first. I think teams their strategy when they play us on defense is to, take Quinnen out and live with the results from the other guys. So our other guys got to win their one-on-one matchups. Secondly, Robby, Andrew Fialco, and Jeff Pauls, those are my favorite guests that you have on here. I like everybody you have on here, but they're my favorite. They have more.
Robby,
they give you a lot of knowledge,
Sabo. So Robby, Sabo, Andrew Fialco, and Jeff Pauls are your top three. I got you.
Yeah, they give out a lot of good information. And lastly, I'm a little disappointed in my Jets nation, my Jets family, man. Stop with the doom and gloom, man. That stuff is behind us. We gotta believe in our team, believing in our coaching staff. And last but not least, I think I believe in our coaching staff's ability to develop players, right? So, stop with the Michael Clemens hate, man. I ain't saying he's gonna be great or anything like that, but when we got JFM off the Rams waiver wire, he wasn't the JFM that left us. They developed him into that. So let's give the coaches a chance, man. Maybe they can develop Mike into something, man. We got to see, but we're going to need all hands on deck this week, man. We have to win at Tennessee. 0-2, and I got Jets fans jumping out the window, jumping off the Empire State Building. I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
So, man, we got to win this week, man.
They got to win, and then they get right back to a Thursday, Tony. So I'm with you. Good call. Good to hear from you. Next week, at this time, 1 week from now, we'll be getting ready to hopefully watch the Jets get the 2-1. I'll be tailgating right now a week from now. See you guys at L5 with the Jets 1-1 going into the home opener. That's the goal. Ladies and gentlemen, we've added 5 members so far. We're always seeking more. We have the Sabo emoji to update. Luppy, Salah, show me something. Crush the Titans. I want to laugher. Look, most games in the NFL are close. This would not surprise me if this is a 1-score game in the fourth. The Jets should impose their will and win, pull away. 24-14. 24-16. Something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we were asking for more memberships, and you know who stepped up? The Lup Man. Luppy delivers a 5-spot of channel memberships from the great, the incomparable.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
Nick Kowal, Arthur Reyes, TY91, T Real, Lucky Leo, all receiving channel memberships. But wait. Hold on. Everyone relax. There's more. 1 channel membership just gifted by Reese. It went to listener Mark Senna. Mark, you are a channel member courtesy of Reese. Appreciate that, Reese. All right, couple more calls before we say goodbye. Jersey Jet is next on our show today. Hello, Jersey Jet. Jersey Jet, we cannot hear you. Your mic appears to be turned off. Jersey Jet. No. Don't hear you. You got quite the setup behind you, though. I like the hat. I like the jersey. That's playing great. Rocking your Met gear. Nope. We'll try again maybe another time. Thank you, Jersey Jet. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our great listeners, Rob V, is not a channel member right now. I'm assuming he has turned on gift receipts. I'm assuming he's been a member before and his 1 month membership someone gifted to him last month just expired. Here's what I'd like to do. Rob came out to our watch party on Monday. Great guy. Great family man. If you're the listener who gifts Rob his membership, I will send you an item in the merch store. That easy. So, Rob, turn on gift memberships so you could get one, and we'll see who gets you one. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. I want to check back in with Robert Midnight, Bobby Midnight, a.k.a. Bob. That guy who we sent to the realm did not apparently come back.
Well, good. I don't care about him. He's just scuzz.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. You
All right.
care?
No, I don't care.
I don't care either.
Yeah.
I hate people that type in chat and they get big mouths because they could type. Ooh, anybody could type.
Yeah.
Right? Idiots. Don't be chicken crap and call out people and then don't show your face. Can't stand people like that. Can't stand.
Ladies and gentlemen, memberships are flying off the shelves, Bobby. You seeing this?
No, who's giving it to you?
Reese just gifted one. Mike Rubino just gifted one. Let's see. Reese's
that's
membership. It went to Alex. Mike Rubino, his membership went to Jersey Jet.
Oh, yeah, that guy. He spins the hits. Remember last time you had him play music?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Beep bopping, beep bopping.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So what's your plans for tonight? Anything?
Hold on. The Lup Man has delivered again, Bobby. A 5-spot of channel
Luppy,
memberships.
you're very nice, Luppy. Oh, nice.
Luppy. Bobby, give us a little Lup Man delivers.
Very good, Luppy. Very good.
Luppy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's a nice lady.
He's a nice lady.
Who's that lovely lady, to quote Charles Gorman?
Oh, that's Carl.
Here we go. David D, Van G, Flight Right 49, SDA Jets, John G. You're all channel members.
That was very nice of him.
Who's that lovely lady? You like the Charles theme song Gator made?
Yes, yeah. He doesn't like it, though.
Yeah, well, I think he likes one of the versions.
I don't know. Last time you said he didn't like it.
You still lead the league in intros and outros, though.
I know. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right.
So
well, Bob, thanks for the time.
What's your plans for tonight?
I'm going to watch football.
Oh, okay. Well, after your show, I'm going on at 6.
All
Hopefully
right.
you're in by 6.
All right. Enjoy it. All right.
Okay, we'll see you later.
All right. Farewell.
Well, you know I have my own YouTube show. If I'm awake, I'm going live. Ballistic has a show. Bobby.
Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls before we say goodbye. Steven NYC is next. What's up, Steve?
Hey, Jake. How you doing?
Good, Steve. How are you?
Good. Hope to see you on Sunday. We're both positive. I'm positive. I have one, I don't know, it just hit me during this call. I just went forward and looked. So we have Callahan next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Young, hot coach. Mayo looked pretty good. Sean Payton. O'Donnell. I feel like Salah's like a good-looking girl that I like, that everyone likes, but I don't know if she's exceptional. This is going to be a big deal. Like, he's going to get out. I mean, he could get out coached in these games.
Yes and no, but it's still a talent league, you know?
Right. I know. And we have good talent, and we got killed by a better coach. I'm just saying it's something we need to think about, right?
Yeah, look, of course. Of course, but you know what? At the end of the day, you know, it's such a quarterback-driven league. You know, Belichick's a great coach. Vrabel's a great coach. They won less games than Salah did last year. Like, it still comes down to who your quarterback is.
It's just, hey, I just had a little touch of my same old Jets fear.
I know. I get it. I get
it. So just tell me, relax.
We got a quarterback. That's the difference, all right? As Aaron Rodgers is healthy, I thought he looked good. He will get better now.
He was pretty much calling all the play. Like, he called every play, I think.
It looked like he called a lot of it. He changed a lot of it. Now, I do think they need more plays. I mean, that will help.
Yeah. One other two things. One thing. Did you hear? I mean, a couple of people said it. Did you see? And I was listening to Sabo and Fialco. Do you know that he 19 of his 21 targets went to the left?
I didn't notice that. That's a good tidbit.
And what they were saying is little rust and maybe wanting to like face his blind side. Just that is a good reason, I think. That was all 19 of 21 targets. It was unbelievable. And then other than that,
well, the touchdown was to his right though on the free play.
Well, pretty much straight down the middle, right? That was one of the 21 targets that was down the middle.
Well, it happened to be one of the bigger plays of the game, though. So I'm
no,
highlighting
correct.
that.
I'm just saying. I think it was like muscle memory for him. I mean, you got to give the guy a break. 2 years. I don't think he didn't trust Tyrone. I just think like, hey, it's my first game back. It's easier to like go left. Yeah. I think he played great, but it was odd. You'll see it. You'll see it later. But anyway, let's stay positive. Hope to see you soon.
Steven, appreciate the call, man. Great job. Super chat here. We got 2 of them. This one's from Bobby's Salty Nuts, who writes in, Bob, be nice to us. Bob, be nice to us. Okay. Bobby, your nuts are going wild in the chat. Where's Mike D's nuts, by the way? Where's Mike been? I haven't heard from him. Alex says, can't gift memberships, but glad to add to the Chipotle fund sometimes. Have a nice day, Jet fans. Alex, I appreciate your support. Thank you. Let me tell you, Chipotle, at least the one by me here in New York, they got to get their you-know-what together. All right. They had a worse performance when I went in there the other night than the Jet defense did. Not great. Ladies and gentlemen, if we want to be positive, there's only one way, one direction we could go. We bring on the most positive Jet fan on this channel, JJ. Hello, JJ.
How's everyone doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm having a pretty good day. I want to see. I hope to see the Dolphins win today, because for some reason I just feel like the Bills always find a way to like start winning late and get on a run. So the more losses the Bills can take in the beginning of the season, the better it is for us. So I it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So if we have to root for one team, I guess it would be the Dolphins. With that being said, I think we're gonna beat the Titans. I would be thoroughly surprised if we don't.
Aren't you going? Are you going to this game?
So I'm thinking about it, but here's my hesitation.
What do you mean you're thinking about it? It's Thursday. The game's Sunday. You haven't decided yet?
Yeah, because it's literally the tickets are like for the nosebleeds are like $90. And so I can just not wake up, but I could decide, I have enough time to make up my mind. But I don't know if I want to go down there and then we lose, because it's just going to ruin. Nashville is a sacred place to me. I go once a year. I don't know if I want to go there and then be this disappointed, because there's a lot riding on this game. And it's not a must-win game because it's the second game of the season. But if we lose this game, I mean, what is Jake Asman gonna say? Like, I'm
gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be saying if they lose Thursday night, we gotta fire the coach. I mean, I'm gonna be angry. I'm gonna sound like you if they lose.
But you're the last. This show is the last group of Jets fans out there that still have any faith in the coach or in the
I don't know
GM.
I don't think that's true.
No, it's true. I listen to, you turn on WFAN.
Well, that's your problem. You're listening to Hot Take Radio. We don't do that here.
Okay, I'm just saying, you go, even Greeny, the other day I was listening to Greeny. He was talking about how the coach sucks and yada, yada, yada. And this show is the only show left that still has any faith in this coaching staff. So if we lose this week, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't imagine. I feel like all hell is going to break loose. So for your sake, for your mental stability.
What if they win? What if they win?
Well, we should win, but that's the thing, though. If we win, it's not like everything changes. I pray to God no one comes on the show after we win, because I think we will win, and says, oh, all you who are panicking after week 1, because this is a game that we should win. This is not a good football team that we're going against, so we should win. So we don't get any brownie
if they win. We're not used to being expected to win games, so I want to enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's better when you have high expectations. So all I'm saying is that if we lose this game, I don't know what I'm going to do. But the reason I'm worried, all jokes aside, the only reason I'm worried is because I'm so confident that we're going to win that it's starting to make me like, I don't know. I
I
don't
think it's
know.
going to be
Like, I'm
closer
so
than people think, but I do think the Jets will pull away and win.
and last thing too. I mean, if we can't stop the run, if we can't stop the run against this team, then I mean, like, so Robert Saleh, get it together. Your defensive coach. Now, last question for you. Do you think, and this is a serious question, I'm not trying to judge Saleh here, but do you think that him focusing more on the offense this offseason and during training camp played a factor in the way the defense looked?
I don't think that's what happened here. I think it was a combo of the opponent, a poor game plan, and no preseason. I think the fact that they led the NFL in missed tackles, I think is uncharacteristic. I think it had a lot to do with the fact they didn't have a preseason.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got for you today.
But I'll say this. Everyone wants to praise Ulbrich when the defense is good, and when they're bad, it's all Saleh's fault. It's like you can't have it both ways.
No, see, listen, Ulbrich, his first year here was atrocious. And then his second year, people were talking about, oh, we're going to lose him to a head coaching job. I'm like, you guys don't know what the heck you're talking about. Like, he had, so far, it's kind of hit or miss with Ulbrich. I think.
He's had 2 good years of the 3. The first year they had no talent, though. So, we'll see what happens this
First year, yeah, true. First year had no talent. Second year, they did much better. Last year, we had a really good defense. And then first game this year, they shit the bed. So now he has time. He has 17 games. How many games we have left? 16?
16.
So, I mean, 16 games to put up or shut up. But the fact that people thought we were gonna lose him to a head coaching job. At one point, people thought we would lose Matt LaFleur to a head coaching job. So I don't know what's wrong with this fan base sometimes, but I digress.
JJ, thank you. Well, here's the dirty little secret. If Zach Wilson was good, you would have lost Matt LaFleur. I mean, that's how it goes. Everyone's trying to hire the next bright young offensive mind. We don't know if the guy's good. Like Bobby Slowick did a great job in Houston. I mean, I tell you what, if Matt LaFleur had CJ Stroud, I bet you we'd be singing his praises too. It's kind of just luck of the draw sometimes. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now for the second time since he turned 30 years old is the great Charles Eugene M. Gorman.
Hey, Charles! You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. Hey, Charles! I'm not saying that Glowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Sing it this way, Charles!
Hey, Jake, how are you?
Hey, Charles.
And of course, someone changed my stinking headline.
Who's that lovely lady? Who is that lovely lady? No, boy, it's going to be one of those calls.
I got work to do, but I'm doing it.
For those new to the show, buckle up. You're about to get the Gorman experience.
Yeah, Jake. I hope the Jets rebound this upcoming Sunday.
Who's Curtis Bashaw?
He is a businessman from New Jersey, Cape May, that's running for Senate in New Jersey.
Why does he have your support?
I'm talking to Jake Asman. Mom.
Mom,
Jake
Meatloaf.
Asman. I'm not going to.
So quit asking.
Anyway, now I just want to give a huge shout out to a guy that I thought did a lot of good for New Jersey as a businessman.
Yell at your mom. Mom, it's the Jake Asman show.
She knows who I'm talking about.
Okay. How about yell, Mom, the Meatloaf?
From Wedding Crashers, yeah.
There you go.
Anyways, I hope the Jets do win on Sunday. I really hope so. I hope this isn't the downturn of our defense. I'm still have questions about Saleh's accountability and his ability to be a CEO. I do think we have enough talent defensively to rebound, but as I said, it comes down to coaching. I think Aaron Rodgers will be fine. He didn't look too bad on Monday night. And also, I will be rooting for Buffalo this tonight. I think the Dolphins were less impressive than the Bills this past Sunday. Jake, are you there?
I'm here. I just wanted to make sure you were done with your thoughts before I respond.
I know it's one of those games where as a Jet fan you got to pick your poison, but I'm picking Buffalo.
You like the Bills tonight, do you?
Yeah, plus Josh Allen owns the Dolphins, kind of like how Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears.
I believe Josh Allen is 12-2 in his career against the Dolphins, or 10-2.
I think about that. Yeah, I think he only has 2 losses. First one was his rookie year. His second loss was back in 2022.
So how has turning 30 changed your life? Do you feel old?
I feel good.
Yeah. No back pain?
So far, no.
Joints feel good?
Yes. I'm not exactly an old fart yet, but I feel good.
Great and getting better.
Yes.
Interesting question here from Nate. Wow, Nate doesn't have a channel membership. We got to rectify that right away. If you gift Nate a membership, we send you an item in the store.
Nate.
Who has done more for the state of New Jersey, Curtis Bashaw or Dennis Gorman?
My father's done a lot for my family, but
What about the state of Jersey?
he's done fine, but
Oscar the Grouch wants to know, how is Dennis doing today?
my father's doing fine. He's at work right now. He's not feeling too confident about the coaching, tell you that much. Why does everyone keep calling my father Dennis? Why not they call Mr. Gorman?
Well, people just typically call people by their names.
It is whatever.
Paul wants to know what you got for your birthday.
Nice clothes, couple of cards, an ice cream cake. That's
Fudgy
it.
the Well?
No, hold on one second.
Whenever you're ready, Charles. It's only 500 people watching right now.
I know you're laughing at me, Jake.
I'm not laughing. I'm just trying to do a show here. We're only live right now, Charles. Not a big deal. Charles?
Yeah, here you hold on.
Okay. I'll wait. You let us know when you're ready.
I'll show you on Discord. Can I show you on Discord?
What are you showing me?
The ice cream cake, what it looks like.
You couldn't just describe it? We went through a minute of nothing for you just to say, I'll show it to you on Discord?
Yeah, so people will believe me. What can I say? I'm crazy.
What? Why would people not believe the type of ice cream cake you would describe? Who would question you on such a thing?
You never know, Jake. You never know.
The only thing we're questioning is, who is that lovely lady? Thoughts? Concerns? Family show.
Sorry. That's my birthday cake right there.
Where am I looking?
Right here.
No one can see. I have to now put it up. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, the Charles Gorman birthday cake. Click on it. Go full screen.
Right there, Jake.
What a great cake.
Thank you.
Any other thoughts? I'm glad we got that established.
Not that I could come up with. So, anyway.
What's for dinner tonight?
I just had dinner.
Oh, what do we have?
I had macaroni. I had an empanada for lunch. I just came back. The reason why I got this ad, if you're wondering, I went to a Rev Up event in Trenton, New Jersey.
A Rev Up event?
Register, educate, and vote event. It's very important, Jake.
Are you registered to vote, Charles?
Yes.
When's the election?
November 5th.
Right after the Jets play a pivotal game in Arizona.
Yes.
Well, actually, no. Right before they play a pivotal game in Arizona.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the NFL trade deadline. It's going to be a busy day, Charles. Devontae will be a Jet. We'll be voting.
If he'll be a Jet.
All right. Any other thoughts, Charles? I can move on to a different caller.
No, I'm good. Thank you, Jake.
All right, Charles. Well, we appreciate your time as always, and enjoy the rest of your day. All right. See ya.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
Now, that was a Charles call, folks. If you're new to the show, God bless. Get used to it. He's part of the family. Mike D's Nuts says, I'm here, Jake, and I just bought some merch. Mike, appreciate you. The great Mike D's Nuts. One of the all-time greats.
D's Nuts.
Jersey Jet. Let's see if we can hear you this time. Jersey Jet, go ahead. No, unfortunately, got nothing. Sorry, man. Very sad. Keith Best, our last caller. Hey, Keith.
Hey, Jake. Man, how does Charles get away with this? He did that for a minute and a half. I'm like, I don't get it. And then
to be fair to him,
on this morning show on his bicycle, showing you ride all the way in.
Yeah, I mean that was entertainment. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed it too until I saw that accident.
Yeah.
I haven't been on, I think, since the beginning of the game. And beginning of the before the Monday night game. I was on yesterday. And I thought Aaron looked good. Our defense has to correct. We have to not have missed tackles and get tackles. We had Nick on this morning, and he pointed everything out 100%. I don't know. Now, you've got all these people that are like, it's over with, including my Dolphins fans down here hammering me today and yesterday and the day before. And I'm like, I got my jersey, number 1 jersey on today. And they were like, who is that? It's just me. Don't worry about it. I don't play on the team.
Well, Keith, I'll tell you what, we're having a hard time hearing you. Your connection's not great, but it's one game. The Jets won week 1 last year, and their season was over. I'll take this a million out of a million times. If they're the team we think they should be, win on Sunday, win on Thursday. 24 hours from now, we'll be in the parking lot all together at the home opener. 28 hours from now, the Jets will be 2-1. A week from now, 28 hours. That doesn't make any sense. A week from now, plus 4 hours, that's still the game probably wouldn't be over. A week from now, plus an extra 6 hours to be safe, the Jets will be 2-1. I told you, I'm not a math guy. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't need math to know how many memberships were just gifted by Mike D's Nuts. It says so on the screen. 5 of them were just gifted by the great D's Nuts.
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
Ladies and gentlemen, 5 names over the top 7-2. Indy Jets, TB, Carl DeBoy. And last but certainly not least, the great golden blonde beauty herself, Sarah, just received a channel membership. Love it. Great job, Mike. Great group of Asmaniacs there getting memberships. Luppy, again, he's a madman. He can't stop gifting memberships. Ladies and gentlemen, Luppy's membership has been gifted. It went to listener Sean Wilson. Appreciate that. Thank you, Lupp. Mr. Magoo. I am an Asmaniac. Mr. Magoo, I never doubted it. I never did. If you're a real Asmaniac and you're free Sunday, come out and watch the Jets and all the games with us at T-Squared Social. Party starts at 12. Kickoff for Jets Titans is at 1. Enjoy the Jets on the speakers, on most of the TVs. We'll have the Giants game on, Red Zone. So you'll still be able to watch all the other games and the Jets, of course. This Sunday, see you guys there. It's going to be an absolute blast. Can't wait. Want to make sure before we get out of here, I didn't miss any super chats at the buzzer. Didn't miss any memberships. I don't believe I did. Mr. Magoo signed up to become a member, though. I did miss this. Thank you, Mr. Magoo. Now I see what you're saying. You are an Asmaniac. It is going down. It is all happening. Hold on, there's more. The show can't end until every super chatter membership is acknowledged. Thank you guys for your support. The Lup Man has done it again. Orlando G, NYJ, you are a channel member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Interesting take here at the buzzer here from a longtime listener of this show. Oscar the Grouch writes in, Charles might have finally knocked V-Man off his #1 caller spot for me, Jake. The man is undeniably great. I think Charles is the #1 overall seed in the Asmaniac tournament if we did the seeding today. The reality is, though, it is September, and Asmaniac Madness is not until March. So a lot could change. We could have new callers emerge. We don't know. But I think if you were assigning the 1 seeds, Charles is not only a 1 seed, he might be the #1 overall seed. I think Bobby's a 1 seed. I think V-Man's a 1 seed. I think Lane is a 1 seed. This is my preseason watch list, though. All right. I'm not the committee chair. That's Tom Ace. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike D's Nuts says, I can't make it Sunday, but I'm at the Broncos and Texans games. Mike, I will meet you at that Houston game. Can't wait, man. The great Mike D's Nuts. Metro Funny says Gary's a #2 seed. Mike Rubino says Robert C is my dark horse. Robert C's got to call more, but he has a chance to make a real run. Tom A says Lane is the consensus #1. You could argue it. Marcelo says Charles is undoubtedly #1 all time. Craig in Australia is going to be a pretty high seed in the tournament. He writes in, good morning, USA. Gator says Bobby is still the GOAT. Carly says the bathrooms at T-Squared are great. Yes, Carly, actually, I have video of her licking the floors just to make sure it was clean. It's tremendous. Tom A says Robert C. That's a great comp. Tom A says Robert C. is Gonzaga circa 06. Where's Adam Morrison when you need him? Metro Funny says Scott might take the #1 spot. Scott has not called in a lot lately. He's obviously in the field at 64. It's just, where do you see him? Dano says, will it be decided by viewer poll? Yeah, the way we're going to do it is every show, we're going to have the poll. Like each day of the NCAA tournament, each Jake Asman show will do a different side of the bracket. Tom A says, I ate ribs off those bathroom floors. I'm telling you, they're squeaky clean at T Squared Social. Only the cleanest bathrooms for the Asmaniacs. Boomtown says, hard not to have Lowski as a 1 seed. I'm going to quote my coworker, Don LaGreca. Who you taking out? Who you taking out? If you can only have 4 1 seeds, you have Lane, you got Bobby, you got V-Man, and you got Charles. It's hard. I think Lowski's probably deserving of being a 1. Neil's deserving of being a 1. Bonesy's a 1. These guys are probably 2s and 3s. Where's Chiefs fan? I mean, Chiefs fan can make a real run. It's a hard field, man. We got a lot of great callers. Nathaniel says, I refuse to root for the Knicks because of all the Villanova players. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, Nathaniel, that this comment is stupid town worthy.
Just shut the fuck up. I did not ask for the dumb opinion that came out of your ass, so shut the fuck up.
Had to be done. Tom A says the Elite Eight's going to be appointment TV. Oh. It might be the most competitive March Madness there's ever been. Craig with a super chat. After next week, it will be the orange lawn chair at number 1. If we could seed Bobby's chair, that sounded wrong. The orange lawn chair definitely could make some noise. Cactus Johnny says, Lowski, V-Man, Lane, and Neil are my 1 seeds. It's fair. Genergy says, should have different categories. OG, 4%, etc. Well, if we had to split up the bracket into 4 regions, what are the 4 categories? That's interesting. Very interesting. Brandon says, Bobby, Midnight, V-Man, Charles, Gary are the 1s. It's tough to argue with that. Gary, I think, is overseeded there, but Gary's going to be a pretty high seed. Rob says V-Man lost all his juice. Did he? I don't think he has. I just think V-Man got a little high the other night, which, standard practice. All right, there's 450 people still watching. God bless. Hit the like button on your way out of here. Someone wrote Gary's nanny. I mean, it's only a 1 appearance, but that's one of those Cinderella seeds that could go on a deep run. All right, man. What a show. What a program. Tom A says V-Man is UCLA after Wooden retired. Every time I want to end the show, I keep reading funny comments. Amazing. Boomtown. Well done, sir. I tip my kicks by Carly hat to you. All right. We're actually done. Thank you all for tuning in. Fireman Ed's going to join us for the first of many Fireman Ed Fridays on the show tomorrow morning. He's joining us from the Newark airport before he gets on a flight to go to Nashville. Boy Green will join us tomorrow afternoon. It has been a wild show. You guys are the best listeners. Can't thank you enough. Thank you to Sabo, who came on for the first hour of today's show. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. If you have not subscribed yet, I'm convinced you actually are not a Jet fan. All right? Or you're a communist. Or maybe both. I don't know. But anyway, thank you all for your support. My name is Jake Asman. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your Thursday night. Enjoy a little Thursday night football. I hope both teams tie. That's where I'm at. Have a good one, everybody. Go Jets. The only thing that can make this night better is some Charles Gorman Mother's Chicken Soup. Hello, Charles.
Hey, Charles, I need some more of that chicken soup.
It's Lenten season for us Christians/Catholics, so.
I need some of it, Charles.
And I'm sorry I didn't have any chicken soup today.
You sitting up there eating enchiladas.
I had a calzone for dinner.
I need it, Charles.
It was delicious.
Where is the recipes, Charles?
Anyways,
I need some of your mama's chicken soup.
I love to eat, so what can I say?
Yes.
I love this show, man. We got the best callers. Lane wants to know, are you in college?
I graduated from college.
Did you go to college with Knoble?
No, I did not. I did not go to college with Knoble.
Lane wrote in, can you cut him off? Lane's had enough of you.
Gee, thanks, Lane. I appreciate it.
Losing Lane is like when you lose Cronkite, you know? You lose the country. That's like Lane Kerner here. You lose the Lane train, you lose the country.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'll just kick off Charles. Anyway, how do you feel about Al-Azhar?
Wait, Lane, hold on. What did Charles say specifically that irked you?
That whole rapping thing, I did not get. Yeah, so how do you feel about Al-Azhar? I don't know when the first preseason game is. Let me get to the paper. A lot of Olympic coverage. Oh, Texas and Bears. I hope the Bears win. Bye-bye. Thank you for taking my call.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lane train. As electric as ever. Kings stay kings.
And this is my nanny, babysitter, assistant, helper lady. named Morgan.
Hello.
She goes to Oklahoma.
Morgan, how long have you been a nanny to Decker?
3 years, since 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
You and Gary's wife have done a great job because there's no way Decker turned out the way she did because of Gary. I'm just catching up on some of the comments here, and this is for everyone. You know who you are.
Calm your freaky down.
Just saying. Eric says, good thing Jake didn't put Bobby on. Could you imagine? Some of these comments, man. Jake, you don't want to read the comments. Oh, it's true. I can't even read these comments, man. You guys are terrible. Gary, what are your thoughts on everyone seemingly being a big fan of your nanny?
She's fantastic. She's the best.
She is. That she is.
Yeah.
Thank you for the time. Gary's nanny needs her own emoji. This chat is going wild today, folks. All right. Richard Todd is watching the show in delay, says, just saw Gary's nanny. Interesting. What's so interesting about it? Top Cat says we need Scott to normalize the chat again.
Look, guys, I don't know how else to say this. Fact of the matter is the team has almost no chance to win this week unless you click on the like button. Also, be sure you're subscribed to the Jake Asman Show. Let's do this. Go Jets.